And we are live. What's going on, everybody? It's Tuesday night's main event. It's Geeks and Gamers. Have a great night. We'll talk to all of you later.
Hello. Good night, everybody.
Yeah. Hello. Good night, everybody.
Oh, the camera's still on.
Yeah. Cold opening tonight. We've got a packed panel here, but we got a lot to talk about as well. But shockingly enough, Ryan is angry tonight. I know that's, it's not consistent with his character. He's usually really happy, usually talking about rainbows and sunshine, but he's a little angry. So Ryan, how are you?
I mean, I'm normal. I'm just annoyed because everything seemingly has gone really poorly. I'm obviously back in Indiana for about a week, and it's all gone to hell. Everything that could possibly wrong has, but I made it back for Tuesday night's main event. Of course, when I asked Jeremy, hey, did you set up the Rumble and Odyssey? He's like, oh, no. It's cool. Take care of that, too. While I'm here in my hotel Wi-Fi, no problem. And, yeah, I look like a fucking ghost with this lighting. And I look translucent. So, yes, everything's
white today.
Yeah, everything's super great here. But you know what? What's really making me angry, Jeremy, is that the anti-woke savior Bob Chapek, I can't believe that Disney fired him because he was going to go anti-woke. The same guy who fought the state of Florida tooth and nail back in the LGBTQ community, the guy who fought the state of Florida for the right of the government to sexualize your children. That's the anti-woke savior. I can't believe he's gone from Disney. Whatever will we do now?
Yes,
that's really why I'm so upset, Jeremy.
It's so tragic that we lost such a cornerstone in the culture war there with Bob Chapek. But it's such a special occasion. We got quartering here because Ripa's back. The only way Ripa would show up is if I got a YouTuber with over 1 million subs. That's how big of a deal he is now. And I was trying to combine all my subs. I was combining all the subs, and I couldn't get Gary on. So I was like, well, maybe quartering's around. And when I confirmed quartering was here, Ripa decided, okay, I guess I'll come hang out with you little people. What's up, Ripa?
Nah, what's up, man? Obviously, it feels good to be back. Certainly on the show. I know I went on a huge hiatus that just went forever. I feel like it went as I was stuck in a warehouse 10 hours a day, 6 days a week. And now I don't have to do that. We're kind of on coast now that we've fulfilled everything. The warehouse team will be able to take care of everything else from there. But it does feel good to finally be back to just producing content, put out some videos today. For the first time, it's been a minute, man. And now I got to work my way kind of back in the algorithm. After only posting 4 videos in almost 2 months.
I like how Ripa your description of what you had to do for those couple weeks. That's some people's jobs for 30 years.
Yeah.
they die doing that job.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And it is a literal job. I mean, there's no way around it. You don't really have time to do shit else. It's just kind of how it lines up. And I didn't have much time to do anything else. If I even felt like doing anything else, I just didn't have the time anyway. So now I've actually had time and to be creative again, which really feels good to just be able to write stuff, to do content as well. It just really feels like we're in a good spot. So, I mean, it's still work. I'm still working. I'm just not just tied down to a warehouse for a long period of time. So it does feel good to be back though.
And he claims, I'm not going to hold him to it yet. He claims he's going to be back on Mario Kart this Sunday. And
I'll be back for sure.
Somebody's got to stop damn Bass because I clearly don't have the ability anymore. He's ridiculous.
He surpassed us all. Yeah.
Yeah. So he deserves his new political leaders the way he's been acting on Mario Kart. So fuck damn Bass and his Brazilian leaders. But yeah, Epic Mike, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Yeah, I like being the smallest person on this channel, just hanging out with all these people. I don't know why I'm here. It's becoming increasingly obvious to me that I am here for diversity.
Yeah, Jeremy. The truth is, Jeremy wasn't sure Ripa was going to show up. So
yeah, well, yeah, we were even talking Ripa gets to show up and hand out passes to people, and I don't get to hand out anything. I just get made fun of for being light skinned. I felt good for a little while there, but then he popped up on the screen, and I just got real quiet because I was like, "Fuck! If I say anything, he might come after me." Guy made $3.7 million fucking dollars. What can I say to him now? At least he would come back to Mario Kart, and I'll feel good again for a little bit because he kind of fell off. So.
Yeah, Mike's rich, dark skinned, and good at Mario Kart. What do I have?
What do I have in my life? Okay.
Good to have you back, Mike. We got
glad
the
to be here.
quartering returning to Tuesday night's main event. How are you, man?
I'm doing well. How are you? I'm glad to be here. Humbled to be here. Good to see be on a panel with so many other hard workers, and yeah, I appreciate it. It's always good to brush shoulders with the little people.
Yes. You don't have to disrespect Mike like that. It's okay. So, but no, it's good to have you back on, man. It's everybody loved having you on when we had you a while back, and you've been crushing it with your live streaming lately. You had like almost FNT numbers the other day when Daddy Trump returned to Twitter. It seemed like so you were.
Yeah. It was good.
Your in Sydney show was great. So.
Yeah. Thank you. That's that's been good. Obviously now it's in the not to talk shop, but now is in the great run up to Christmas, which means more output, good ad rates, and working long days. So that's what I'm all about for the next 6 weeks.
Hell yeah. Let's do it. We got the ladies here, but Ryan said they're not allowed to talk, which they normally aren't anyway. But I don't know. Say hi, Steph.
Hello. I'm glad Ryan's out of prison.
Yeah, I looked like I was in fucking Ukraine in that Airbnb I was at the other day.
Was it luxurious?
No, it was.
Was there a
bunch
bunch of money stacked up around you?
Yeah, it was. Like everybody told me it was going to be a war zone, but in reality, it was just like people like feeding me grapes and like waving
Ben
me with
Stiller gave you
bombs
his
and stuff.
Academy Award, something like
Exactly. Sean Penn was there.
Yeah.
He told me some story about him playing some gay molester guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. He got famous for that. I don't know. But yeah, it was cool. So.
And we got Krista Nova here. So Krista will be keeping up with all your super chats. Steph will be keeping up with the timestamps. I think we got to start out with Simu Liu. I'm just learning about this story. So Ryan, I know you just made a video on it, I think. So go ahead.
Yeah, I
and catch
recorded
us
a
up.
video as soon as I walked in this dumb hotel. But so Quentin Tarantino, as well as some other people, including Scorsese, have made comments about the MCU in recent weeks and months. And Tarantino said something today that is absolutely factual. He said that there's kind of no movie stars today with the marvelization of Hollywood. These people are not famous for who they are. They're famous for the person that they're playing, specifically like Chris Evans. Chris Evans isn't the star. Captain America is the star. And for some reason, Simu Liu decided to open his mouth. And I will say this about Simu Liu. He does break a lot of stereotypes. For instance, most people would assume a lot of Asian people are smart. Well, Simu Liu is one of the dumbest motherfuckers in the world. So congratulations to you, Simu Liu, for breaking those stereotypes. I love it. You love to see it. He had a lot to say about Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, I'm gonna share my screen right now with these some of the tweets that he had right here. So if only gatekeepers to movie stardom came from Tarantino and Scorsese's, I would have never had the opportunity to lead a $400 million plus movie.
That lost money. It lost money.
It barely broke even. Like that's the most generous thing you can say is that it barely broke even. That it was like by $20, this movie broke even, and that's what Simu Liu and all these woke fucktards are like bragging about.
Like box office, they look at they know that their fans don't know the difference between gross and net, and that's why they're also bad at business. They'll be like, "Oh, I led a $400 million movie that I guarantee you behind the scenes Disney calls disappointing." Like, there's no way that Disney is happy with that movie.
Absolutely, 100%. And well, that's the whole point too behind all of this. And I've been saying this for a long time, and I'm glad that Chris Evans is kind of the headliner of what they're trying to talk about, because Chris Evans is not a movie star. He's not even close to being a movie star. He is fantastic in the role as Captain America. No one cares about anything that Chris Evans is in outside of Captain America. They just don't, and the numbers speak for themselves. The same is going to apply to
stupid. People did like that Ryan Roundhead, where he starred in it. What was it? Knives Out.
Knives Out. Yeah,
not that he was a great actor in that movie, but
I wouldn't say that Chris Evans is the reason people went to see that.
No.
You know what I mean? Because that was a cast. They had Daniel Craig in it. So
honestly, I don't think people liked Chris Evans' character. They liked his sweater. Like that just.
They did like the sweater, yeah.
and
go ahead.
Go ahead and finish off that tweet, because like it gets worse from there. Like we haven't even really got to it yet.
Yeah, so let me reshare that really quick. And then, so with Chris Evans, and he's kind of the person that Tarantino kind of mentioned at the beginning, but Simu Liu's the one that took exception to it. And so I am in awe of their filmmaking genius. They are transcendent auteurs, but they don't get to the point. They don't get to point their nose at me or anyone. No movie studio is or ever will be perfect, but I'm proud to work with one that has sustained efforts to improve diversity on screen by creating heroes that empower and inspire people and communities everywhere. I loved The Golden Age too, but it was white as hell. Boom! There we have it.
Was it
right
white as
there.
hell in all the films in South Korea and Japan and in China? Were they casting white people?
Jesus, this guy.
And look at who Quentin Tarantino casts. Like Tarantino cast plenty of black actors. Samuel L. Jackson. Look at Django, right? But then also Lucy Liu. You want to talk about Asian people? He kind of blew up her career. And
absolutely.
The entire idea of, what he's saying isn't accurate or something like that, it's laughable. Because I wonder if Simu Liu feels the same way about his co-star, his MCU co-star, Anthony Mackie, saying the exact same thing. This is from years ago.
Business has gone to, like, there are no movie stars anymore. Like, Anthony Mackie isn't a movie star. The Falcon is a movie star. And that's what's weird. It used to be with Tom Cruise and Will Smith and Stallone and Schwarzenegger. When you went to the movies, you went to go see the Stallone movie. You went to go see the Schwarzenegger movie. Now you go see X-Men. So the evolution of the superhero has meant the death of the movie star.
He's right.
He's very right.
I think he's right to an extent.
Yeah.
Go ahead, though, Ryan. And
Word for word, that's the take that Quentin Tarantino has. He called it the
100%.
Marvelization of Hollywood. And
Yeah.
of course, there's going to be an exception here or there, but for the most part, that's 1,000% true with what we're witnessing.
Well, let me ask all of you this: who do you think? Like, there are a couple of movie stars in Hollywood right now. There's Tom Cruise, obviously. Chris Pratt is a movie star. Would everybody agree he's a movie star? Is there anybody else that comes to mind that's a true, legitimate movie star in Hollywood right now? Anyone?
I mean, there's
Like,
a ton. I mean, there's a ton. I mean, if you're talking about like who's popular right now, I
Well,
mean,
that
like,
carry
would you say
weight.
Would you say Angelina Jolie doesn't carry weight?
Not
I don't
anymore.
think so.
I don't know.
What's the last movie she was in that made money? I think
And even
yeah,
like
I
The
don't-
Rock, like The Rock really is not that strong of a name outside of like pre-existing properties. Like, he doesn't carry weight like you would think. He's a star as an individual, but he's not a movie star.
Okay, so you're saying are there any movie actors that make money consistently then? Like Joaquin Phoenix is that, would you count that? He's a pretty
No.
big name.
I wouldn't
What?
count him as a guy that he just stars in a regular movie with no pre-existing property. He's not gonna make $500 million worldwide. It's just not gonna do it.
What was
I
that
don't
one he was in where he was like talking to a fucking AI or something and fell in love with him?
I thought it was great. Her or she or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
it was
Did
called.
that movie make any money?
I don't
Probably
think
not.
so. I don't
Yeah.
think so. My point being is that what did Tom Cruise? Now I know he's kind of crazy with this stuff, but what does Tom Cruise and Chris Pratt have in common?
What about Vin Diesel?
I would say
I mean, the
Vin
Fast
Diesel
and Furious movies make $1 billion every time.
Yeah, I would say Vin Diesel could probably be justified as a legit movie star. But okay, let's add him to the equation. What do these guys have in common? They don't shit on the fans and talk about their politics.
Generally, yeah.
Now, that's what I think the worst thing going on in Hollywood is that social media has given us an insight into all of these weirdos, and they constantly talk down to people.
Johnny
So-
Depp.
So, well, I mean, but Johnny Depp, he did that one thing about Trump, which I've constantly talked about.
Is that
but
what he ended up getting banned from Twitter for? What got him banned officially? I thought he had.
I didn't know
some,
he
like-
was banned. I thought he just didn't use it or something.
No, he's suspended.
I didn't even know that.
I thought he did like some. I thought he had like some spicy, like call to violence kind of thing. I think. I
He-
could be wrong. Chat might remember, but I mean, he's suspended. So I mean, he did something.
And the chat's mentioning Keanu. Keanu's obviously one. Yes, Keanu's a movie star.
Yeah,
it's another one.
But like, think about what Mackie said about how it was like kind of in the 90s with these action stars of the day. Like
Leonardo,
you would go out to see something because somebody was in it. So maybe Leo, I do think I think Leo still potentially does have that type of pull. Maybe if he's in something that might draw a crowd, that might draw some attention to it. But it's not this big, huge list. And when you look at the guys who are in the biggest properties, the biggest movies, these Marvel movies specifically, there's nothing for them. Robert Downey Jr., you can love him as Iron Man. He's fucking awesome as Iron Man. They put him in Doolittle. They spend nearly $200 million on a Doolittle movie, and it makes $225 million at the box office.
Yeah,
like,
you know. If people are old enough, like we have some older heads on this panel, but also like in chat, I remember that. So what Mackie's I think talking about is really the late 80s, early 90s, where that's how it was. Like people don't have any idea how big Seagal was. Everyone looks at him now as like a joke, but every time that dude was in a new movie,
megastar,
you saw, and people said, "You see a new Seagal movie or Chuck Norris,
Van Damme."
It's like all the Chuck Norris movies, if I look back plot wise, are basically interchangeable, and like you just saw it. So, Sly Stallone, well, you just saw it. Like Raw Deal is like, whatever reason, just a not by all like actual accounts, not a great movie. But like everybody saw that movie if you were like old enough when that movie came out. And I do think outside of Leonardo, Johnny Depp, and maybe like Keanu, there's very few. So I think that is fair to say. There's very few that people like. If Leonardo's in a movie that isn't a rom-com, I'm seeing it. It's probably good. Yeah, you know. So there are guys like there are actors and actresses like that.
Yeah, I mean I agree with that. Rippo, what you got?
I think it's a combination of two different things. I think a lot of the mystique, like I said, of Hollywood is gone. Social media ruined all of that. So you get like an inside fast track to the minds of these people. And because everything is as public as it is, you see how much they really despise people for various reasons. I think especially 2015, 2016 broke a lot of folks that are in that industry, and they just really showed their true colors, and it turns a lot of people off to that because again they don't have the mystique. Whereas they're back in the gap, definitely when a lot of us were coming up. I mean, to get rid of the thoughts of a like movie star, you had to. It was buried in like a magazine or some interview or something like that ended up going public. It was never really a situation where they were voluntarily giving you their positions, and oftentimes they're talking about stuff that people just don't care about. But that access kind of ruined them because a part of the draw with Hollywood was that it was a mystique there, and they had their own kind of they were here and everybody else was there, and that has been completely ruined, and it worked against them certainly as it pushed other folks into the forefront. Social media allowed that where regular people are often just as known. You see even streamers, gamers who are just as much known as any movie star to this day. Right now, it's just a different kind of landscape. But also, I think that definitely when you're dealing with comic book based stuff or really stuff that's being created where it already has some sort of pre-existing material, I think they tricked themselves into believing they were more important than that. So if I was an actor playing or actress, you had an actress, let's say, playing in a role, there's nothing wrong with that, but you have to take into consideration that you're not bigger than whoever it is that you're playing. The problem is that the egotistical assholes actually believed for a minute that, like the Chris Evanses of the world, you can feel it, that they believe I'm the shit. You know what I mean? When it's like, nah, you're not really like that. The only reason people really enjoy, maybe you feel that position, well, that was fine. You did that, maybe that character justice or whatever, and people enjoyed it, but they don't really like you for you. You ain't got it like that. And Chris Evans has found the hard way, certainly when you see movies like Lightyear, that was a total fucking disaster. And it really showed that these guys are not capable of carrying movies like that. And to be fair, it's really slim pickings in that regard. So I think it's really a combination of those two things.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. And with Simu Liu doing this, I mean, What is else? Does he have anything else going on?
I
I'm gonna be
just
completely honest. 99% of, and I'm not a movie buff to be fair, so I guess that kind of disqualifies me. But most of these motherfuckers, I didn't know who the fuck they were until they were playing. Hey, I didn't know who the fuck Mark Ruffalo was before he started playing Hulk. I didn't know who the fuck Chris Evans was. I didn't know who Hemsworth was. I didn't know who fucking Brie Larson was until they were filling in these roles. And to be fair, like I said, it kind of disqualifies me because definitely as I got older, I'm not a movie buff. I don't go see each and everything, but I think it's like that for a lot of folks. This is their introduction to it, whoever it is that you are. And these people just aren't as, let's say, popular as what they, or let's say, I won't say popular. They don't have the draw that they think that they actually have.
Well, that's why I was gonna say that's why Marvel doesn't have, if you're not like paying attention, like none of these Marvel movies are directed by anybody. Like they just go by formula and they say put on the suit, get in front of the green screen, and don't get too big for your britches. And that's where they end up. Like if you just shut up and play the role, people generally like you. But like you got people that like Brie, who quite frankly didn't respect Captain Marvel, although nobody really did. But like I think she rubbed people the wrong way by the same. She's acting the same way Simu is, or like I'm representing, my people.
Simu Liu is way worse than Brie Larson. Like in reality,
like he'll argue with people online, like literally.
Yeah, like he is.
Yeah, Brie liked Ryan's tweet, so
Brie liked
tweets. Yeah, so
I'm all about Brie Larson now. She's cool. But yeah, Simu Liu, like when you look at what he says publicly, antagonistically, intentionally, he posted another tweet about getting ready to fight far right internet troll.
Yeah.
And he posted a gif of himself as Shang-Chi. Simu Liu's legacy is going to forever be the guy who gets their name mixed up because people don't actually remember what his name is, so they call him Shang-Chi because they don't even know his actual name. That's his fucking legacy. He's a fucking loser.
He doesn't, and by the way, according based on the box office numbers, Shang-Chi did not deserve a sequel. Now they filmed one, but or they're in pre-production on it.
Yeah.
But well, look at what happened now with Wakanda Forever. It's not going to Wakanda Forever will be like the first sequel in a long time for Marvel that didn't make more than the movie that preceded it. And what are you going to do, an Eternal sequel? That lost money. You're going to do a Shang-Chi sequel that, barely broke even.
I would say that one of them you can put in that category is Thor: Love and Thunder.
100% agree. And that also barely broke. I mean, it made a little bit of money, but when you're talking about investing $700 million to make 20-30 million, that's not a good ROI. That's a lot of risk for a little reward. And that Thor, I think, is done. I mean, you had Chris Hemsworth basically kind of call out Taika Waititi indirectly. I assume that's who he was talking to. It's like, I'm not going to work with these maverick directors anymore. Well, who could he possibly be talking about?
And it's going to get worse for Marvel as they continue down this. Like Shang-Chi, do we think it's actually going to are they going to release this film as a wide release, or is it going to go to Disney Plus or with the sequel that they've made? They've shot the sequel, right?
No. They haven't even started. They probably haven't even wrote a
not shot, but I'm saying they started production. They have not started production.
They're
on
in pre-production,
they haven't done. That's a long fucking way away.
Well, my point being is this: regardless of, let's say it's a wide release, there's nothing that tells us that this movie is going to even maybe make half of what the first one did. That's it. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's all now. I'm sure they're going to dial the budget back on it because the budget for the first one was massive. They thought it was going to, but the whole entire MCU has been working backwards for a while now, and it's going to continue. It's continuing with Black Panther. It happened with Thor: Love and Thunder. It happened with Doctor Strange. Shang-Chi, however you say it, there is no scenario where that sequel makes anywhere near what the first one made. So
I think Doctor Strange sequel out-earned the original.
It made money, but based on that opening weekend, it did not perform, and it was over $1 billion. That film. So no, it didn't.
It was 950.
Yeah, it didn't make $1 billion. So yeah,
yeah.
But based on those,
which is the minimum now.
Yeah.
But it also was it made more than the first one, but it was also like an ensemble movie as well. It's kind of like Thor: Love and Thunder. Like it wasn't just a Thor movie. It had the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy in that movie.
Yeah.
You had two Thors. You had all these different people. And yeah,
that's how you end up with. Let's say you end up with $250 million budget. Like you're paying Chris Pratt $6 million to be on set for 2 days. for his cameos, so that they can, like, Chris Pratt existed so that Taika Waititi could make like homoerotic jokes. Like they're like, oh yeah, Thor and Chris Pratt, there's totally a bromance there. And that's just what Taika Waititi does.
How bad was Thor: Love and Thunder? Because I didn't see it. Like, how bad was it?
Second worst Thor movie.
It was garbage. It was terrible. It was one of the worst Marvel movies ever. It was a parody of a Marvel movie.
It was a little bit worse than Ragnarok. Yeah. Ragnarok is like where this all started. Like this fucking bullshit with Thor started with Ragnarok. Taika Waititi came in there, and you heard them in that interview that I know a lot of us have probably talked about, where the Marvel producer says we don't like fans. He specifically referenced Taika Waititi in Thor Ragnarok. That's where this shit started, because they took a character that was established in a certain way, had a certain tone, had a certain history, even not just with Marvel, with the MCU, and they said no, fuck that. We're going to turn it into this. We're going to put our own spin on it. Make it like Guardians of the Galaxy. Everybody loves that, right?
Everyone likes jokes. Joke. Like, there's the problem is they're making too many damn jokes that I couldn't care less about what's going on. Like, even in Endgame, they started to make too many damn jokes. I'm like, dude, you're fighting for like the future of humanity here, and you're like, hey, like, what's it, bro? Like, I thought this was supposed to be a serious moment.
Hey, Peter Parker.
Hey, Peter Parker. Yeah, well, that's a perfect example. Like,
yeah, well, they write these films, and they assume that they understand why Guardians of the Galaxy did well, because they thought, well, it's funny, so that's why it's good. But I mean, like, the second half of the sequel, like, it's not funny at all. Like, it's an entire like emotional payoff to an entire film, because James Gunn actually knows how to balance humor and drama. But like, Taika Waititi is not an incompetent director. I mean, Jojo Rabbit's a very good movie.
Yeah,
like he knows what he's doing, but he has to have somebody to tell him, dude, rein it the fuck in. And he did not have that on Ragnarok. He made it chokes you down with jokes. It doesn't let any of the dramatic moments play out. They literally have like a scene which in the comics was like a big deal, where like the Hulk, you find out that the Hulk basically shut Bruce Banner down for like 2 years, and it's like this really emotional scene, and they immediately followed up with a joke. I mean, so it kind of feels like he doesn't have any confidence in his ability to actually write anything, and so he's like, well, if I just put more jokes in there, then it'll work. I mean, and then him saying, yeah, we basically just shot everything we thought about shooting and just threw it all together in a movie, tells me that he didn't have any real direction. And they're just like, yeah, well, we'll give these directors carte blanche to do whatever they want, and then hire nobodies for all these other projects that we don't have any actual confidence in, because we'll just trust the algorithm will make the money that we need it to. I mean, if you look at Shang-Chi,
right.
Shang-Chi's actually kind of a mess. It starts out as like a fish out of water, like, oh, this guy's more than he seems story. And then it goes to like an arena and like, them getting attacked in like a skyscraper, to literally like a mystical, magical land with dragons and shit coming out the water. Like, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're not following any kind of mythology. They're just throwing shit at the wall that they think will draw in like Chinese audiences and Asian audiences. And that's why the movie feels so disjointed. I mean, Wakanda Forever, like I said, it has like 15 to 20 different set pieces in the movie. They just jump to location to location to location, because there's no like actual sticking in Wakanda or looking at anything about it. Like, this movie's really, it wasn't even really about Wakanda. It was just about like, how many set pieces can we put in the movie, and how many like
pre-locations Chadwick Boseman's death, and capitalizing off Chadwick Boseman's death.
So. Wakanda's a shithole country, just for the record. Like, look at the way these people live. Like, it's crazy. The fact that they're in wooden canoes using fucking nets when they got all this fucking vibranium, they can do whatever they want with. But Shang-Chi is not a very good movie.
I haven't seen that one either.
Well, losing the guaranteed $100 million from China has really come home to roost for Marvel.
And even that's the difference
in all these films.
But even that is kind of like a farce, because the studio only gets 25% of the money from the Chinese box office. So if you make $100 million in China, it's only a net 25 million for the studio, which is not like, it's kind of crazy when you think about it. But
they don't. I'm talking. Yeah, that's fair. But also when they report box office as a part of total, they don't take that into account either. 100%. But like losing China mattered. I mean, like, that's a difference between Shang-Chi making money and not making money. That's the difference between Thor: Love and Thunder making only a tiny bit of money to making good money. So, and I don't know what they did, but China just shut them out. Like Disney has not addressed it. Disney has always bent the knee to them. They work with their literal propaganda department for whatever the other movie was, Mulan, whatever.
Yeah.
And China's nobody knows. Everyone's just like, oh yeah, it's not showing in China.
It's not just Marvel though. There's a lot of stuff. Like they used to have a lot of releases. They don't have barely any anymore. They keep coming up with one reason after another. Oh, Pierce Brosnan hung out with the Dalai Lama 25 years ago. Sorry, guys. You know, it's just over and over again. But I'm happy that Simu Liu is thanking Disney. Simu Liu is thanking Disney, the same people that covered up the face of Chadwick Boseman because he's too black to promote out there. The same Disney that has fucking concentration camps. The same Disney that goes to China with their concentration camps. The same fucking Disney, right? Yeah. That to promote in China, they said, thank you for letting us film next to these concentration camps. Yeah. That's who he's thanking for how he's being represented. Like,
don't
what an
absolute
shrinking.
Fucking don't forget shrinking
Namor
and lightening his skin. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And John, the John Boyega. I thought you were going to talk about John Boyega. So yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's.
Oh, I thought you meant shrinking Namor's dick.
Oh, they did do that. They took his dick away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shrinkage is real. George Costanza.
It is real. But yeah, I mean, Simu Liu, I'm obviously going to make a video on this. I'm sure the quartering already has 10 on this one. Ryan's already got his, but
probably one. Simu Liu's not that important. You know, like,
yeah.
I'll have to say like, woke Hollywood weirdos attacked Tarantino or something like that.
I heard that.
Well, I think it's interesting too, because like, you know, in 2019, like Marvel Disney had like, I think 9 of the top 10 like highest grossing films. 2021, China had 3 of them. They made almost $1 billion with one of their films, and they may release a sequel. I think it was this year, and it's already one of the top grossing films of this year. So like they figured out, we can just do this ourselves, and people are going to make money. They're not getting wide releases over here, so they're making all their money at home with their audiences coming to see their movies, and
their government probably owns a chunk of that too. They probably own a chunk of it because any of those, you know, like even when the U.S. goes over there, they have to partner with a Chinese company in order to get released for stuff. So when they're putting out their own movies, I mean, there's good cinema out there. Even in Bollywood, like that R movie, awesome. Yeah. Like it looked better than a Marvel movie in some ways. The CGI at times, but there's a lot of what was the other one that was like? I'm confusing that with a different movie. R was good, but there's CGI of some other movie I shared. I forget it.
Wasn't it a superhero one that you were talking about?
It was a superhero one. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of it either, but yeah, that was a really big one. Yeah, people were freaking out about that one. Yeah.
Well, it just shows that there's a market for good content out there, even in, you know, places like China's shutting Hollywood out because and this will hurt them in the long run. This will hurt Hollywood. What is it? $100 million for Marvel film is what they were averaging, you know, with their China market, Ryan, something like that.
And obviously the big ones got a lot more, right? Like Infinity War probably made like fucking like Endgame and Infinity War probably made like 300 or 400 million there or something crazy.
Yeah. So we will see how this plays out. It'll be pretty interesting. Just want to say hello to everyone. We've got a ton of people here. We saw your super chats, going to get to them. But we got a lot to talk about tonight. And I want to talk about the headliner of the stream. And that is Elon Musk and his discussions about what he wants to do with Twitter and the game. I think it's a potential game changer. Like, I'm not sure that, I think people are understanding this is a big deal, but this to me is a huge deal. What's up, Chris Gore? This is massive. To me, this is something that could fundamentally change everything that is going on with the internet kind of little social media ecosystem with YouTube and TikTok. I guess I don't know if he's committed to bringing Vine back or not. I know he's flirted that idea out there on Twitter. But as I showed, I showed the valuetainment, breakdown of when he basically said with Elon, he could turn this into $1 trillion company, and what Elon's done with all these other companies. This is not about taking Twitter and just opening it back up to people that were banned. Like, this is a massive, massive deal that Elon has worked out. And I think the the opportunities are just endless. So he had an interaction the other day. He posted about 1.6 million new users, which was an all-time record. Mr. Beast responded, said, I wonder what YouTube daily numbers are. And then Elon responded essentially saying, hey, wait until we get, more compensation for our creators. Mr. Beast then responded and said, what did he say? $20 for his CPMs or something like that, which is that's Mr. Beast numbers. Because it's not every other YouTuber's numbers. And I think, Mr. Beast sometimes, I like Mr. Beast. I respect what he's done. I feel like sometimes he lives in a different planet because he's so big now. But $20 RPM or CPM or whatever he was talking about, that is not normal for content creators.
There's not a person on this panel or that I talk to in my life that gets anywhere near that.
No,
it's sub 10 for everybody. That I've ever met.
It's about 20 or 25% less this year than it was last year. In fact,
this year's been bad.
That's how I feel about it, at least for me.
Yeah, and so, but you had MKBHD in that thread talking about, hey, there's a lot of creators that would love to probably get involved with this. Another massive creator, KSI, was in that thread. Roberto Blake was in that thread. These are guys that turn the needle in a lot of different ways on this platform. So what do you guys think? I'll throw it for a panel discussion. Like, do you guys think that this is as big of a deal as I think? I know, Jeremy, I know you made a video on this topic, and I watched yours, and I know you kind of understand, like, this is a huge deal. So I want to hear from Ripa first, though, because you've been out of the game. I don't know if you remember what YouTube is because you're so busy being successful.
I'm fucking buried in the algorithm right now. Anyway, I got some work to do to get back to even getting my shit seen by people.
Red eyes in the thumbnail, man.
Yeah, I figured it out. Put Brie Larson in there a couple of times, and we'll figure it out. But no, put
Gary in the thumbnail. Just put Gary in the thumbnail.
That'll work. We'll figure it out.
By the way, Gary just hit 600,000 subs on his
600,000 subscribers. Congratulations to Gary. He's crushing it, man. He's crushing it. Can't wait for Friday Night Tights.
Like with another platform that has something favorable towards its creators is always going that obviously has the user base of a Twitter. Remember we would talk about Twitter before being basically on its last legs. Anyway, they've come out and basically you've had certain engineers flat out admit that definitely 2015, like people don't understand how close it was to actually going under for sure. And then, Trump phenomena kind of basically revived everybody's career here. But seriously, like with this whole deal, like if they can figure out a way to monetize it, that's what Twitter, and to my previous point, that's what Twitter lacked. This is why I said what I always say: if Twitter went under, I wouldn't give a shit because it doesn't really have any like monetization deals there for me anyway.
He said that to me so many times when he had that ban for like 6 months.
That's
I don't give a fuck.
For me when I had that like 6 months when I wasn't on the platform, when I was banned, like I didn't care. Like it was like whatever, if they reactivate me, they reactivate me, but I can go without this. But definitely if he's gonna pivot it in a way that he can somehow, because he thinks he can do better. You've seen his tweets where you've seen like the percentage of what Google gives their creatives. He thinks that he can beat that. He also thinks that there can be monetized content for like writing, like also writing based stuff as well, not just with video. If he can somehow figure that out, and obviously they have to do something with these goddamn bots to not muddy up, the numbers, fake that shit. If they can figure that out, then it is an absolute game changer. You incentivize, obviously, more people, creatives, to put like Twitter exclusive certain content on there. And it'll be very interesting to see, definitely, if this is going to be a more favorable outlet for where people can say, let's say in comparison to Twitch or YouTube or these other video platforms or whatever, Facebook, whatever, that you can say more, let's say, and get away with it. And let's say that stuff is going to be more still be advertiser friendly. We'll see what that means. But if he can find that medium, it absolutely is a game changer. It for sure is.
Absolutely, man. Well, I want to play a little clip from Valuetainment real quick, just to hear the last part. I don't know if you guys saw the clip I put in my video, but I love this dude. I love this channel. So here's the last point.
Because they've been trying to contact me. They tried to contact me through all the fucking.
Oh, dude, you need to talk to Patrick,
and I was just
man.
like, nah, bro. Like, I just don't got the time.
Yeah, these guys are awesome, man.
Yeah.
So listen to this point here.
Just going to figure out a way to make it better. And last but not least, why this is going to be $1 trillion company. You ready?
Hang on.
Market cap. I think it peaked at $1 trillion. I don't know where it's at right now. 680, 650, $700 billion company. But you bring those minds to look at the engine to see what Twitter's got. You know what's going to happen. They're just going to figure out a way to make it better. And last but not least, why this is going to be $1 trillion company. You ready? Because of a guy named Elon Musk. Elon Musk was part of PayPal Mafia. Elon Musk built SpaceX into a $125 billion company. Elon Musk built Tesla into a $1 trillion company. Right now, with the market being down, it's at 650 or so. Elon's resume is the best resume when it comes down to increasing market cap to a company today in America. No one's got a better resume than him. There's a lot of good resumes. He's got the best resume as a capitalist, and a capitalist increased valuation and money coming in. So Elon at the helm right now, he called himself a bunch of different things: chief customer service officer, chief this, chief that. He knows how to troll people. He's having fun. He's talking to everybody. He's the best customer service rep in the world today. He's responding back to customers at a $250 billion net worth. How many people you know at that level are responding back to customer service? This guy's doing it. He's unique. He's different. He's not like everybody else.
And that's what's so funny about it. Like, this dude is the richest man in the world, and he's responding to random. The quartering got like 5 people unbanned yesterday. Okay. Like,
he liked one of my tweets the other day too.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Have you framed that screenshot yet?
I have the screenshot, and I don't want to print it until I can laminate it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I would totally understand why you would need to do that.
I'm not going to say out loud. I'm going to explain that to the audience, but you guys can figure it out.
I'm sure the audience can figure it out as well. But yeah, so I do think that this is just the beginning. This is not him just trying to fix what was broken. This is him buying a pre-existing platform that has the potential, because Twitter, unlike any other platform, Twitter is built to make people fight and interact. That's what it's built for. It encourages you to quote tweet somebody to your followers, and then it turns into this, and they quote tweet you back, and it's what it's designed to do. And the level of interaction is insane to me. Now, what he can do with this remains to be seen, but I do think that there are people on the YouTube platform that have a huge following that are probably talking with him. But these are some smart people, man. And as Patrick was saying in that video, he's bringing these Tesla guys in to look at all the moving parts of this. I mean, there are really smart people with big money working on this, and Elon is a risk taker. So, I mean, Jeremy, you've obviously got, you're plugged into this YouTube world better than anybody. What do you think about this? Do you think this could be a legitimate actual competitor to YouTube?
I mean, of course. I mean, I think if you look at what YouTube has in monthly active users versus, or for daily active users versus Twitter's actually more in daily active users, almost double. And, YouTube is more monthly, but, people use Twitter every single day. Also understand, if you look at any of our analytics, I'd be willing to bet anybody on this panel is somewhere north of 70% of their viewership happening on mobile phones, which means people are watching your videos through the YouTube app for the most part, which means they're willing to watch your content in apps, which then means they'll watch it on Twitter. Most reason that, most content, the only reason I gave a damn about Twitter is to post my videos, but Twitter doesn't want to promote any type of post where a click makes people leave the website. So you can either upload your full video and make no money, or you can upload it and make some money. And the thing is, Elon's just dead wrong about this, where he's thinking about it all wrong. I started typing my first tweet thread during this call, because it's so annoying that he thinks like, oh, well, I need to pay more. He doesn't need to pay more. Creators don't care about making more money. They care about discoverability. They care about, more money only matters if you're looking for people to post exclusively, which would be dumb.
Right.
If he would try to lock anybody in, like you got to post your content exclusive to Twitter, dumb. Let me make, 10% of what I make on YouTube, and I will be exceedingly happy. And I think that most creators would be very, very happy because the creator economy is so different nowadays with ad block, everything like that. People we survive off super chats. We survive off maybe, selling a comic book to our viewers. So these things are what we make money on. There are very few people, or coffee. Yeah, exactly. So or merch or whatever. So what what Elon doesn't understand is most YouTubers who aren't Mr. Beast or Marquez Brownlee or Marquise Brownlee, I don't know how to pronounce it, don't really care. They don't give a shit either. They don't understand the grind.
They don't.
So if they're giving Elon advice it'd be cool if I could go from $12 CPM to $14 CPM, bro. Okay, if you're gonna take advice from the top 1%, you're gonna fail. Most YouTubers are just it'd be sweet if somebody saw my video. I made this video about this passion that there used to be a time, I'm probably the grandpa of YouTube on this panel. I've been on YouTube since day one, since you couldn't even change your top banner until you had 10,000 subscribers. That was the big deal.
Ripa might be able to compete with you, but that's about it.
I'm a 06 OG, 06.
Yeah, I'll tell you when I was actually I could tell you
06,
you might beat me.
Yeah. I want to know when you're coming back with the claw videos, Jeremy.
I can't because he got rid of them all. They got rid of all the they deleted that channel. Oh, the first channel I ever created was called Be Your Own IT, and I sold that business, and it looks like they deleted the anyway, I've been on forever too. So if you then Ripa, you used to have to get to 10,000 subs before you could change your banner. That was a big deal. That was before. No, there was no AdSense.
There was no monetization. You had to get lucky to maybe work with another massive fucking company,
Machinima.
Yeah. To try to get some monetization.
Yeah. Or otherwise, you used affiliate links or whatever the case may be, or you sold whatever the case. So but we've gone back to that because many of the creators out there, outside of the way that a lot of content that gets the most views on this platform, it's created by animation sweatshops. The top videos are these. What's the Coco Melon? They're just putting out 1,000 videos a day, billions, and they might be getting $20 CPMs, but they don't give a shit about Twitter. If you get anyone on this panel an idea that an actual search function that doesn't deboost creator individual created content, I could make a few bucks on it, and people might actually be able to find me. That's all he needs. And then I'm not going to go Twitter exclusive. I don't care even if he did offer more money, that would be stupid. But if I can make a few bucks, I'd consider, posting my videos there.
I think his first goal should be just to be competitive, to try to see if he can equal that rate. You know what I mean?
$3 to $5 would be enough. Honestly, what if you were getting, it's okay, most everyone here probably uploads to Rumble too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or no? So if I was getting, $3 to $5 CPMs consistently on Rumble, I would be this is the future.
Don't get Ryan started on Rumble. So
it's not great. But they have tons of money to give creators to do live streams there. But I'm saying is Twitter already has the mechanism in place. All they have to do is fix up their DMCA stuff, which is a mess, and then just instantly have trillions more impressions for ad. You already can see ads pre-rolled on Twitter, so they already have the technology. The NFL and everyone else uses that. So I love it. The NFL is all the big I like it 30-second highlight. Okay, what happened? Boom, 1 minute ad. I'm
yes.
I'm just not watching it, but. I would have no problem just uploading my 10-minute videos right to Twitter. You know what I mean?
Right.
I would guarantee you I would grow more than I grow on YouTube that way.
Well, yeah, I think discoverability it's such a big deal, and that's why YouTube is continuing to have such a dominant market on this because
this is pretty hilarious.
Yeah, the stay woke. Yeah.
What is it?
Krista
I posted it.
Oh,
And,
hang on.
private.
Showing where it was
Check it out.
in the closet at the HQ.
Go ahead and share it,
Makes all the sense in the
Krista.
world.
Oh my gosh.
Share it, somebody.
All right, I get it. Holy shit, dude. This is how is this real?
I haven't seen it, so I'm reacting to it live.
Oh man,
I love how it's like
crazy.
all balled up. Dude, they have a whole shelf of them, by the way. They don't just have the
Found
one.
in a closet at Twitter HQ for real. Hashtag stay woke.
No.
Holy
at the
shit.
merch thing, and there's an entire
Oh, it's a video.
closet full of hashtag woke.
Oh my god.
Holy shit, dude.
Wow.
The fact that Elon Musk is rummaging through Twitter HQ merch.
he owns the motherfucker now. He gets to do that.
Oh,
You
you
just
know
see
he's
what's on the
pissed.
left
Yeah, he's
there.
like, you know, he's going to the kitchen and be like, man, they have 6 spaghetti strainers in here. What the? And like he's looking at all this stuff and making. He's just mark my words. Okay, by Q1, by Q1 in 2023, Twitter will be profitable, and it's not going to take much. Like they basically trimmed all the fat.
All the dead weight here, right?
This is exactly the meme.
Yes,
Dude, that's
yes.
exactly where I was going. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not kidding you. They got rid of all the wine, the women that were there for the free wine. They got all these greasy, sweaty developers.
Yep.
These are the motherfuckers that I want working on the app.
Yes.
And I want them all to get rich doing it.
Yep. 100%.
These women are the reason that there's fucking all the diversity, equity, equality bullshit. They're the reason there's fucking red wine on tap at Twitter HQ. They're the reason nobody can work more than 30 fucking minutes at a time. These guys will fucking drink 8 Red Bulls a day and they'll stay up fucking 36 hours straight to fix the code for your garbage fucking platform.
This was at 1:30 a.m. by the way.
Mhm.
Like, and look at how they're all dressed. Perfect. Look, you can see
Yes.
they're all like greasy, like but these dudes are happy because they've been unleashed. Like, can you imagine being like an actual code dynamo? Because I guarantee you there are some at Twitter that are very, very good at code. And like you're just sitting there getting like, oh, I had a great idea. No. Oh, I had a great idea. Well, bring it up at next month's meeting. Oh, I had a great idea about this. Well, we're gonna have to run it past the DEI and CLMNOP panel to see if we can do that. And like what that does is that stamps out creativity. I used to run all the developers at the old company I worked for reported to me. I just let them do whatever the hell they want, basically, because I didn't understand the ins and outs of code. But they were so happy because I was like, okay, try it. Oh, tell me, what's the worst case it for me? The shit goes down. How long would it take you to revert? 10 minutes? Come in at 2 a.m. and let's do it. And we would do code pushes at like 1 o'clock in the morning or whatever, scheduled code pushes. But like developers want to develop. They don't want to sit there. And like, think about how little Twitter has changed in 10 years. What's it?
Yep.
I mean, how long did it take them to roll out the edit feature? That should
Yeah.
take a day. Well, okay, maybe a month worth of testing and whatever. But I mean, you get what I'm like 10
I know
years
exactly
to roll
what
out
you mean.
edit? Are you joking?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the fact that the most relatable thing about this is that Elon Musk is uploading this video and laughing. Like, look, I really don't like the whole Alex Jones thing about how he won't, let Alex back on. I think it's crap. I think the way he's doing it, I understand that's a massive, massive flaw. But when you look at the overall scale and the scope of what he's doing, it is monumental how much he's changed just the feel and the tone of what they're doing. And the fact that this guy is responding to literally anyone that he possibly can right now on Twitter and making changes on the fly and uploading stay woke t-shirt closets that he found and laughing about it. It's unbelievable. And that's how you build confidence in people to want to stay on. Like, I have never cared about Twitter. I really have never cared about it. I actually do now. I'm like, yeah, I like it. I like being there now. It's fun. It's entertaining. And that's the type of mentality you've got to create for people. I'm not looking for Twitter to replace YouTube or anything like that. I just want some competition. As we talked about many times, me and Rip has talked about this before. What's the best time ever for professional wrestling? Monday Night Wars, when there was competition, Oh,
WWF versus WCW.
Yes,
Yeah.
Nitro versus Raw. Like that competition was what made the entire product better for every single person involved with it, whether it was the wrestlers, whether it was the people that were the business people, whether it was the fans, whether it was the vendors. Every single aspect of that business was better for everybody involved. And if you can create a legitimate competitor of some sort, and even though TikTok is in a lot of ways, I guess, bigger than YouTube in a lot of ways, the fact that they have all these privacy concerns and the fact of where they're based out of, they're not a legitimate alternative to anything. You know what I mean? Plus, you can't even monetize TikTok at all, really. Whereas
you can make money on TikTok, but they're really predatory about how they do it. There's a guy that he's a really big creator on TikTok that just told everybody, like, he's like, stop paying for promotions on TikTok, because if you don't, they basically come to him and they go, hey, you should buy promotion, and then his next 2 videos will do really bad, and then he goes back up and they're like, you know, that he just says the algorithm purposely is predatory on people. But he makes decent money. But like other people get shadow banned for random reasons and stuff like that. But the biggest thing I've talked about this.
People love me. People love me on TikTok, so I'm a big TikTok guy.
Yeah, I sometimes look up Ryan and just watch people's videos about Ryan. It's great. I legitimately do. It's actually really funny. They're like,
really
how is this guy still working today and stuff? Yeah. But no, the thing is about TikTok, the part that nobody's just talking about is the echo chambers on TikTok are worse than they even are on Twitter. It's bad. Like, you can really get into some really weird, dark places on TikTok really fast if you look up the right stuff, because it's designed. There are like people that are only on TikTok. They have no other social media presence. They have millions of followers and they're not on anything else because they have they amass these giant followings specifically just on that app for people to listen to them and talk to them about what the things they want to talk about, because they know that anywhere else, nobody would listen to them. You know, so that's the weird thing about TikTok. It's just like kind of doing its own thing and kind of running its own thing. And there's no way that like you can have legit. I mean, we've seen people from TikTok try to go to other platforms and crash and burn. You know, I mean, so yeah, I don't think, I agree with Jeremy. I don't think it has any legitimate credence in the social media platform sphere. So
I think it does. I think it does. It's massive. It's just like any other place. Like being successful, having a big Twitter account and a big YouTube channel are like completely different things. Yeah. Like they're completely different types. And same with TikTok. So it's there. It's obviously a massive platform. I think the concern is one government official away from not being allowed in the United States. And I think that's kind of the bigger concern longevity-wise for TikTok. I know people are spamming TikTok not safe. I don't care. I don't care what fucking Simu Lou-looking motherfucker wants to look at my phone and, like, watch me jerking off in the bathroom. It does not fucking bother me. So I'll have TikTok on my phone. It'll be all right.
That's really, I mean, that's really, go ahead. I mean, that's, buyer beware. You want to look in and watch me, peeling around to make sure my ass is totally clean when I get out of the shower, looking in the mirror. That's on you. I know out there,
If you want to see like the worst possible angle of me, like, yeah, no problem. Go for it, China man. I don't care. Like, China can do whatever they want.
We got $20 from Pimp Daddy Propane. Says, welcome back, Ripa. Fantastic work on your comic. I tell you what. Also, Ryan, I had Fazoli's for the first time. I was not molested in the drive-thru, thankfully.
Really? Their breadsticks are decent.
Also, Jay is
yes,
Twitter's,
they are, Jeremy.
Also, Jay is Twitter's unpardoned Thanksgiving turkey. Thank you, Pimp Daddy Propane. Yeah, Fazoli's. I don't know if I've ever had if I've had, it's been a long time ago.
It's like Taco Bell Italian. It's not bad.
It's not fast food. It's Italian food fast. All right.
Yeah, yes. It's on the bill.
Us Midwesterners are very familiar with.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're in the Midwest. Let's talk about Culver's for a minute.
Oh yeah, dude. Culver's great. I
got Culver's today.
I had Culver's today as well.
Yeah,
Culver's is honestly his dethroned In-N-Out for me. Like it's
good. It's
Five Guys. Dude, Culver's is the greatest thing that's ever been created. It really is. I can't. The Butterburger is the best thing ever. It really is.
I live in a small town. There's one Culver's here, and I don't care what day it is, what time it is. There's 40 freaking cars in the parking lot.
Always.
Yeah.
It's like Sunday night. Here's a pro tip. Call it in. You call it in, and then you just walk right in and your shit's done. Because like they don't do DoorDash even. They're not on any of the food delivery apps, at least where I live. That place is banging all day, every day, no matter when you go.
Yeah. No, like Rolo and Joe were talking about like finding a place to move to in Orlando, and the big selling point for Rolo was there's a Culver's right down the street from this house. That's what he was telling Joe. There's a Culver's. Culver's is the greatest thing, and I don't even think it's debatable. I kind of want to redo our fast food top tier list right now because I think Culver's was second or third overall, and it's got to be put number because I think I had Five Guys number one, but Culver's has surpassed Five Guys.
Raising Cane's was up there. S tier wise, Cane's is really fucking good.
Raising Cane's is really good. It's really good. But yeah, Culver's fantastic. One of the best takes ever from Jeremy right there.
Yeah. Rip, are you allowed to eat anything other than Whataburger or what?
The judgment coming off of Ripa's eyes is just hurting. I don't want to say anything because I'm watching him. He's like,
I felt something. I felt something inside.
Why don't you go work out instead of eating Culver's? I'm sorry, okay?
Eat some more Culver's.
I was reaching in, eating my second bag of cheese curds. I'm sorry, okay? It's delicious.
Oh man.
Have you ever had Culver's, Ripa?
Nah, I ain't never
Is there a Culver's there near you? There's not.
I don't know if I've ever seen a Culver's in Texas, to be honest with you.
No, there's not.
I don't think there's here.
Yeah, they got Buc-ee's though. They got Buc-ee's in Texas. Yeah. Buc-ee's is fantastic. So
I went to Buc-ee's at fucking 3:30 in the morning. There was 250 people in there.
Yes. Yeah. Have you ever been to a Buc-ee's, Jeremy?
Of course, dude. Yeah. I'm a worldwide traveler, man. I bet. You can't go to Texas without some Texas tard telling you got to go to Buc-ee's.
Yes,
and then like you go there and you're like, yeah, dude, we have beef jerky in Wisconsin. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah. Hey, but what if I told you everything you can buy here is branded with Buc-ee's?
Does that change your mind? Yeah. What about is that not good enough? Double the price.
Yeah, exactly.
Buc-ee's is fantastic. I remember the first time I ever stopped at a Buc-ee's. I was
quick trip,
I-10. Yeah, I-10, and I was like, what the fuck is this place? It's got 550 gas pumps.
Yeah, and, that does blow my mind. I never saw more than like 10 until I went to Texas.
Yeah, it's wild, man. But all right, so let me knock out a couple more really quick, and then we'll move on. Taters Vivo, Jay finally made it to FNT, but he sat there and didn't say anything. What a monkey butt. Also, my Google Chrome said I needed to buy from black businesses on Black Friday, so I'm gonna do my part and support Ryan Kennel.
Thank you. RKOutpost.com. Go get yourself some merch. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Wakanda forever.
Imagine what like the actual optics on that. You're like, hey, go to a black business on Black Friday and act like they do on Black Friday businesses. Like storm the building, break the front door down, stomp one of the employees down, and ransack the place. Yeah.
I cannot believe that fucking dumb video of us like saying that they let us in because we're black. Like,
did you see that one? Quartering? Did you see that one? Ripa, did you see it?
I was like, did you just call me twittering?
No, quartering. Did you see it? So let me see if I can find that one, man.
I don't really consume much Twitter. I'm usually just like spamming out tweets and then taking Elon endlessly and then watching my phone to see if he likes it.
This is one of the dumbest things I've been called racist for, and there's been a lot of them. Right? There's been a lot of them.
I'm trying to find it.
So crazy because we literally, me and Jeremy were in Orlando, and we had to watch Wakanda Forever for because we had to go on FNT. We're going to do the review and everything. So we're like, fuck, might as well just go right now and do it. And there was a Wakanda Forever poster there. And I was like, hey, Jeremy.
It has 90,000 fucking views on
That's
Twitter.
right. It'd be a lot of money for me, Elon. It'd be a lot of money for me just for triggering some people. But here you go, Jeremy, just show it.
So Ryan tweeted out, Jeremy has a message for all of you. And he hashtagged it. When he hashtagged
people got mad about it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes.
What's going on, everybody? I'm here to see.
You get the fucking dad black joke too.
I heard people weren't allowed to see this. That is true. But I confirmed with the theater, I'm black from the waist down, and I have Tupac in my playlist, so I'm good to go. So if you're black from the waist down like me, you can go support Wakanda Forever and prove that you're not a racist.
And of course, Jeremy,
your black friend Ryan.
Yeah.
So now we're good to go.
Good to go.
You should have said something about. You should have said something about like your dad not being around or something like that. Like if you wanted to.
Like yeah, get really edgy with the jokes instead of implying that you went into management and whipped your dick out.
Yeah.
Hey, can I go see the movie or not?
Yeah, check it out.
Look, you two look like aliens that came from a planet where there's no age of consent. Holy shit. Dude.
That's a good burn, though.
That's really fucking good. Racist and pigeon looking ass pick a struggle.
He's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Haven't heard a black from the waist down joke since 2005. Also, I'm sorry I didn't do an ironic Black Panther joke too. Instead, I just didn't see the movie and live my life. All right, that one's fine. There's just like there's a straight up death threats in here.
There's a lot of rough ones. I'm like, I didn't expect it from that, like honestly. But holy shit,
These
people
guys
are mad.
are like Martin Freeman stole the show.
Pretty good.
Damn.
Yeah.
The funny thing is that
It's
my
Jeremy's
Black
fault,
Panther,
too.
my Black Panther review, not the first movie, I straight up said that Martin Freeman did not deserve to be in the movie. He was a white token character. Ripper got to use that one in a debate with Eggman, I think. Wasn't it Eggman?
Yeah.
So
one of those
Low
fucking
bitches.
Yeah. But it's like if you're gonna label people like this is the most people in the comments, this is the most racist thing I've ever seen, and it's like if that is your threshold, bro, like don't go out anywhere. Like holy cow. That's crazy.
it's for people that think it said it was a cringy joke, I agree
It was.
completely. That's the whole point behind it was to be cringy and stupid.
I just wanted Jeremy. I just wanted him. I was like, Jeremy, just stand in front of this and do the fucking Wakanda Forever suit. I'll take a picture of you. And he's like, no, do a video.
No, I'm doing a video.
Okay.
But then you had to jump in with I brought my black friend Ryan. I think that's what really set it over the top right there.
I think so too, yeah.
You have an ability to kind of take it from innocent joke, little cringe to flat out racism. So
Yeah.
that's what
What
you
can I
really
say?
Escalate. It really escalated when she showed up. In the
let's see. Mark says, if Jeremy keeps simping for Elon on Twitter like he is, he's going to have to change his name to Amber Heard. Which Jeremy? Because we're both doing a pretty good job of that right now. So, I mean, which one of us?
Yeah, she's having my baby. So I mean, I don't know. I'll tell you what, that woman must. I mean, she must bring her something to the game.
Oh come on, yeah,
Say
she's probably a fucking freak, man.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't stay with somebody who shits in the bed and beats the fuck out of you for that long unless that pussy is fire. Like, let's just be real.
Yeah, there's.
She's throwing it back.
I always like coming on because Ryan reminds me of the path that I was once headed down. And I'm happy to step aside to the younger, more spicy gentleman. But yes, she must her poontang must indeed have some sort of vacuum feature or some sort of There's no way.
She brings all the boys to the yard.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
She definitely does.
Right. I'm glad that you can live vicariously through me, Jeremy.
I know. I'm thank you for saying that. And then I'll later when I retell about being on live stream, I'll say I said it when I'm like,
oh man. Hello, Geeks and Gamers. A few years ago, Jeremy made a video regarding investments into the company. Does the offer still stand, and for how long do I have to invest? I mean, I'm always open to hearing any opportunities like that. So if you're serious about it, you can definitely email me, Jeremy at geeksandgamers.com or Krista at geeksandgamers.com. She'll make sure I get any important emails that I need to be aware of. So
when did you make that video?
Oh God, it was years ago.
Yeah,
but it was during it was when I used to do a ton of solo live streams, and I would you start rambling about different stuff. But yeah, so if you're interested, I would love to hear what you have to say, and we can go from there. But I'm always open to opportunities to grow Geeks and Gamers in any way that we can. So thank you for the super chat. Okay, so Bob Iger. Have you guys heard my take on this whole Bob Iger thing about how I think he was in charge the whole time? I don't think he ever left. I thought he was pulling the strings from behind the scenes the whole fucking time.
You know what I thought? I thought it was very curious when he decided to leave. There's something that happened around the world, some of us remember.
Yep.
And suddenly he was just gone, enjoying his life for a few months, Now that everything's back, Suddenly he's back in charge.
Yes, because there was a guy, if I'm not mistaken, there was a guy named, I think his name was Tom Staggs. Tom Staggs was positioned to be Bob Iger's replacement. I think this was right before they purchased Lucasfilm. Tom Staggs was like the number 2 in command at Disney, and he was being kind of groomed for that position. And he worked with him for a while, and then suddenly it got to a point where it was clear that he wasn't going to be the guy that could replace Iger, so he was fired. Or maybe he was demoted or put somewhere else. Either way, the point was he was not going to be the successor to Bob Iger. And they were always looking for someone who was going to be this person that they could mold to take over. And all of a sudden, Bob Chapek, out of nowhere, right when the coronavirus starts to shut down everything overseas, and right when all of the movies from overseas and theme parks were being impacted, this was right before it came to the States. All of a sudden, Bob Iger, I'm stepping away. I don't want to do this anymore. And it just was like, whoa,
didn't make any sense.
Didn't make any sense.
They paid that guy a Brinks truck, a Rippaverse world worth of cash to be a fall guy. That's what I believe. I'm like, Bob Iger was like, I ain't taking this. I'm going to go on hiatus for a while. And then Bob Chapek made $40 million or something like that. And he'll fail up. He'll go be the CEO at Microsoft or some bull, after this anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think, I don't know if he was in charge the whole time. Obviously he actually was, to a certain extent, until the end of the year that he retired, right? Till the end of 2021. Because he stayed on as executive chairman of whatever.
6 months. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's funny because people started commenting on a short that I did a long ass time ago, where I basically was saying the same exact thing, that it's hey, it's weird how he quit this way right before everything went bad. It's almost like Bob Iger knew that things were going to get really bad for Disney because there might be a global economic crisis. The parks were going to shut down, all of these things. So he just got out of there, let somebody else get in there to take all those bullets so he could come back and be like, look at me, I'm going to save the company now. And when it comes to this whole, I see people right now that are celebrating because, this is an indictment of woke Disney. That's what's going on. And it's Bob Iger is the one who started all this shit.
Yes.
Now,
Bob Chapek did not approve a single one of these scripts of Phase 4.
But he certainly didn't push back against anything either. No. The people out there with the Bob Chapek is anti-woke narrative, that's also just fucking bullshit. Let's just be frank about it. Look at the things he did do while he was here. The things he chose to do.
Yeah, well, he's a business guy. TM. Because I actually don't think that he wanted to get into the parental rights and education bull until the 17 employees stormed his office and made him do it. Because he wasn't saying anything. And then I just think he was is it a stool pigeon? Is that what he's just like a guy in a suit, and he probably didn't know jack about the culture war. He didn't care about. He's just like, I'm going to cash my checks. And then all of a sudden, you're not talking about you're not defending the groomers. Oh wait, he's pro woke. He's not saying anything. Oh no. And then he just screwed it up both ways. And ultimately, it had to roll because their stock is down. I don't know, $100 a share, or $70 a share.
Yeah, this dude bent the knee. Is the first opportunity he had. He bent the knee to the LGBTQ mafia, to the 10 trans people that work for Disney. Right? Yeah. He bent the knee to them, and not just that. They also took the position as a company that they were going to make it their fucking duty to get a law overturned in the state of Florida that prevented the sexualization of kindergartners. That's what Bob Chapek decided to do.
Yeah.
So
I don't believe for a second that Bob Chapek was pushing against anything, but that's by default, because I truly do not believe this man was in charge of the company. I do believe he was a face, because Bob Iger is a manipulative son of a bitch. He is a smart he's politically savvy. He's not creative. He doesn't know how to create. He doesn't know how to invent. What he does know how to do is use Disney's money to buy shit that other people made great, and then kind of put it in that formulaic Disney model of what they've done. That's what they've done. They did it. Bob Iger fired John Lasseter. John Lasseter is the man that basically gave us Pixar. He fired John Lasseter over inappropriate hugs during the Me Too bullshit. That's why Lasseter's gone. Pixar. What happened to Pixar after that happened? Now they're just woke as hell, dude. It's terrible. Lucasfilm.
Would you ever think you'd see Pixar movies not making money?
I know.
I never
losing hundreds of millions of dollars.
It's crazy.
I mean, on a cartoon, it's never crazy in my life thought that they could screw up Pixar, but they absolutely did.
Yeah, they made me not. Now, I don't think Toy Story 4 was terrible, but I certainly don't think about it. It's just not. I don't disconnect it from the first three like it's just the worst thing ever, but I don't care about it. I don't even remember it. You know what I mean?
I remember Woody getting cucked by Bo Peep.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that. How Woody became the stereotypical hapless Homer Simpson male character.
And Bo Peep was basically Ray. Bo
Peep was karate chopping all
when
these.
She got out of her original outfit, you knew it was all over.
Yes.
Well, that's the thing, though. It's the what is it? The feminization of all these male properties. That's what Disney has done. They've taken all these boys' properties and they feminized them. That's what they've done. And that is a Bob Iger decision. So Bob Iger coming back to the company is not saving, it's not fixing, it's not anything. It's Bob Iger coming back into the fold to finish what he started. That's what it is. Nothing's going to change.
No.
Nothing.
I don't know why people... Yeah, because I got comments, people saying, well, he was pushing it back against the woke shit, and Chapek was, that is. And then depending on who you ask, somebody will say Iger was doing it. Like, yeah, it's people want to, for whatever reason, give these massive companies that they've made it abundantly clear where they're at, this constant benefit of the doubt, right? And I mean, thankfully they're hurting in their pockets. I think it flew under the radar. I know probably everybody here covered it, but if that was a big, massive deal, the fact that they lost almost $1.5 billion off their streaming services, that is unprecedented. That is a lot of fucking money. And yes, it's a multi-billion-dollar company, but you don't get it go into business to lose that much. That's in a one fucking quarter that they lost that much money. That is a significant amount of money. And the way they're talking, they don't think that they're going to make any fucking money off that shit next year either. So you know, they're talking 2024. They're like, we're trying to be profitable 2024.
And by the end of 2024, we pledge to be profitable in streaming. Now, of course, they don't specifically delineate because they have Hulu, ESPN Plus, and Disney Plus all wrapped up under the generic streaming. So we don't have the breakdown. I guarantee you, when you look at like these Marvel shows and the tens of millions of dollars that go into it, the VFX, that's got to be where the predominant losses are from Disney.
Well, they're not on all Hulu is a money printing place where they just pay for licensing. So they're licensing shows, and if they're not making money on them, if they're not driving new subscriptions, they suddenly disappear. And I don't know who the hell pays for ESPN Plus. I don't know, college football nerds maybe, but like I guess UFC's on some of it. But like you know, they're not making much money from that. So yeah, Disney. I was shocked to read that they were losing as much money.
That's a lot of money,
Disney
man.
Plus, dude.
We're not talking about $100 million, bro. 1.5 billion, bro. That's a lot of money.
And this is
in 3 months.
Just in a quarter.
And this is all of streaming. I've talked about this shit a lot, about how everybody's trying to get into this streaming game, but they don't really understand. And Netflix is feeling the pain now once they started doing original content, and everybody took, like Jeremy was talking about, all these old things that people actually care about off their platforms. Like the reason that Netflix became so huge wasn't because of the content that they were creating. It's because they had access to everything that so many people wanted. So they didn't have to pay to produce anything. They just paid for the rights to stream it. And they started making money hand over fist. So then people were like, hey, we got to get into streaming. But they're all doing original content, which takes $200 million to do House of the Dragon.
Like that's the big thing. It's not any good.
$700 million for Rings of Power's first season. Yeah. Like these are numbers that you cannot make up unless you have hundreds of millions of people subscribed and staying subscribed.
Well, when they spent that money, by the way, I just virtue signal for Elon again. So if you're on Twitter and you're just listening, brother could use a like and retweet on that tweet. But maybe I can get Senpai Elon to notice. I think that when you look at the albatrosses around the neck of Amazon, like Amazon had a nice little thing going. You know what they figured out? They're like, oh, hyper masculine action movies are like still popular. Like they had Chris Pratt. They're just, I'll just put Chris Pratt in The Terminal List, which was very good. One episode too long, probably, but very good. I didn't really like the Future War thing when it was okay. It was whatever. But I mean, like Tomorrow War, yeah. It's a premise that I was watching the movie. I'm like, I've seen this before. But the they have $1 billion tied up in Lord of the Rings, which needed to make $1 billion in new rev. They didn't spend $1 billion on Terminal List. They spent that on just that show. When you look at Disney Plus, all the money, like what we're really seeing is all the CGI is inflating these budgets beyond profitability. Even like, what is even a hit on Disney Plus anymore? Yeah. Like, what does that even look like? I guess you could say Loki.
The truth is we don't know, Quartering, and the fact that they lost $1.5 billion should tell us that there have been no hits on Disney Plus, that they haven't made any fucking money. From
all
this
these
shit.
And they've done themselves in. I think that's why they won't really be as public as maybe people would want them to with their like numbers as far. But you see,
they're gonna have to be when they sell ads.
Exactly,
that's what's gonna happen now.
But when you start getting those like press releases and all those, and they're wording it in ways that are like funky. She-Hulk was the first show that was liked by this group of fucking critics, and it's like weird ways to say, hey, this is a success without, hey, people actually paid money to actually stick on the platform to go watch this shit. And they have that data. They're not going to make it public, but it's not interesting. None of that stuff. And you lose $1.5 billion without making just very like silly kind of financial mistakes. I don't think it's as complicated. You guys have heard me talk about this many times. I don't think it's as complicated as a lot of the, other people make it when they look at, hey, it's just bad content that's like ESG and all these nefarious fucking things that are going on behind the scenes that make them produce this bad shit. I just think they're getting bad information from retards. When you actually, if maybe some people that watch this work for some mega corporation, have you talked to these people that are in leadership positions that are like fresh out of college? These people are fucking morons, man. And they are feeding legitimately bad information to people that are in like positions to spend the money in the first place. And I'm telling you, if you walked into like their boardrooms, their meetings, these motherfuckers actually think that this is good content and they think it's gonna make them money. They're just fucking wrong. It's what it boils down to. It's not good. They're catering to an audience that either doesn't exist or they don't have the capital to really carry like their finances like that. Like, it's cool to be niche. It's cool to have a demographic that you're targeting, but you best hope that they actually have money to fucking spend.
You got to match the budget.
Exactly.
You can't.
You can't just be spending just to be fucking spending, and then you're not bringing that money back in. It's really that simple, and we'll see kind of when they start to change. Think about Disney and even the Amazons of the world is to their benefit. They have other ways to subsidize bad material. So whether it be Disney, though, it seems like they're having. We don't have Jay here, but it seems like they're even declining in terms of their parks and stuff like that. But they have at least those that can make a little money here and there. But isolated, like definitely when it comes to like film and with the streaming, they're in a fucking terrible spot, and they're not the only fucking ones. So Disney flat out told you. I know Chapek was the one that sent the memo out, but the shit is still the same, and that is, hey, we're fucking hurting. We've gone probably a longer period of time than what we should have, and at some point we got to start cutting motherfuckers off. That's what's just going to happen.
Well, I think I generally agree with you, even though it's not like my sections of my viewership are more bought into like the evil plan thing, which I could just be a sweet summer child, and I don't know. Like I'm legitimately not being a dick. Like I'm not trying to be passive aggressive about that, but like also all of this like Soros content stuff could be really summed up by Twitter executives literally just reading Twitter, because a lot of the, like, you went on the street, if you talk to the average Mandalorian fan, they didn't even know what the hell everyone was mad about Gina Carano. Like, people didn't even know that this Gina Carano beep boop bop thing was even a thing. You're talking about 20,000 people, maybe 30,000 people who are perpetually mad online. But and that show was watched by millions. And so their executives, in my opinion, made that decision because of a trending hashtag on Twitter. And by the way, a hashtag that we now know that was probably artificially inflated based on the staff that was at Twitter.
Yeah. And for some of the conservative commentators that think that bringing back Bob Iger will fix the woke, that's who was in charge when they fired Gina Carano just for being a conservative. Just so it's fucking clear. And I'm sick and tired of seeing that over the past couple of days. I'm sick and tired of seeing Bob Chapek, anti-woke savior. He didn't have enough time to get it done. Fucking bullshit. Trust your fucking eyes. Like,
well,
this
why
dude
did
didn't
Disney
do a
not have a
single thing.
Why did Disney not have a problem, like literally diarrheaing out hits for 20 years in a row?
Yeah.
Why can't they do that? Oh, I saw, like, I don't know if this is a Disney movie or not, but like, small aside here, as the Knob Creek's starting to kick in, I was watching before I got on stream Air Bud. All right. I'm not saying it's a cinematic masterpiece, but I put this thing on and I was like, dang, man, this movie actually aged good. Yeah, I know a dog plays basketball. That's stupid.
No, it's just got a good vibe to it, though.
But it's like that first 45 minutes of that movie where like the kid is really sad because his dad passed away. And then he's like trying to gain the dog's trust so he could be, you know, and then he's like, all the 80s hijinks happens, like washing the dog in the bathtub. It's like funny and heartwarming. And like, yeah, okay, the dog plays basketball at some point, and it's like, okay, well, now I'm kind of not as into it. I mean, it's funny, and I'm like ironically cheering for the dog, but like, it's like those movies. Where's Mrs. Doubtfire? Where's like all these movies? They had Disney and all these Hollywood had no problem making amazing movies 20 years ago, and I just don't believe that suddenly someone came in and controlled them. I lean more towards what Ripa's saying, and that they've got. Here's one thing that we learned from Twitter too. I had Salty Cracker on. He actually brought this up, and he was totally right. Now that we've seen it kind of break down, everyone that worked at Twitter was like 22 years old. Like, and it was their first job, and they were and they were making $200,000 a year, and they're
in the fucking Bay Area. They're
right
like
in the
super liberal part. Yeah.
And they had no idea what it was like to have a real job, or to get fired from something, or to have responsibility. That's why they were like, well, I don't want to work hardcore. I'm going to quit. By the way, all these people are going to regret that because Silicon Valley is not hiring. But anyway, I think that these are the same idiots that work at Disney. They hire 100%. All these Ivy League 23-year-old kids who graduate from UCLA or Purdue or whatever Ivy League school.
Hold the fuck.
I know. I threw that out there for you. But like, and they hire these Ivy League these kids who've never worked, and then they're in the boardroom. Like, they're literally influencing decisions, and I think they went from, they're like, we got to get younger. So instead of they had a bunch of 80-year-olds that work there, and now they have a bunch of 20-year-olds. And like, there's nobody who's actually been around. Where are the 40-year-old, 35, 45-year-old people talking for Disney? They don't exist. They're either 100 or they're 20. So, that's
good point.
That's
a very
good
good point.
What's funny is like, but I mean, that picture that we just saw of like Twitter before, Twitter now, like kind of, I mean, all the people that are working at Twitter now, like that picture are all the guys that like got picked on and made fun of growing up. Said, hey, guess what? One of these days we're going to show you why we put all this work into it, because they like doing code. They like actually being good at their jobs and like working hard and stuff like that, because it actually means something to them. But I mean, it's happening in writers' rooms all the time. Quartering brought it up already with Disney, with their hiring practices with Marvel movies. They hire nobody directors that are young, barely have any credits to their name and stuff like that, and they basically just handhold them through these films and stuff like that. And a lot of these writers, their attitudes are like, I haven't made my mark on the world, and how can I do it? And then they fucking hand them Star Trek and say, good luck, like, go for it. And you look at how they interpret all these things, it's all through the modern lens, because they don't have any context for anything else. They weren't fans of the properties that they got hired for. They don't care about the properties that they got hired for. All they want to do is make their mark on the world. And so they go, here's make make Rings of Power, and they go, oh my god, like, yeah, I have to write the
Don't
story.
forget the tweet.
Tolkien never
Don't forget
did.
the tweet. They got to send out a tweet and say how they were a fan of Lord of the Rings for their
Yep.
entire life, and that they called their mom and they were crying when they got the job. You got to don't forget that they have to have that fake
It's
appeal.
really-
Right.
Yeah.
It's really important. And then we watch those videos.
The super fans that didn't even watch the show after it came out.
We watched all those super fans that, they were like, oh yeah, I love Lord of the Rings, and I think Sauron's the best. And
I was always my favorite is I was such a big Lord of the Rings fan growing up. But I just never really felt I could see myself in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you were you or weren't you? If you were a fan of it, it's because you enjoyed it. Whether you fucking saw yourself in it or not, you were a fan of that thing.
Yep.
And it's so fucking frustrating.
It's so they don't even realize that they're counterproductive on their own damn comment. But finish up, Mike, because I know you were making a point.
Yeah,
he was gonna say that we should just fire all the women. I agree, Mike.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, women shouldn't be working in anything at all. Yeah, get rid of the
Ryan's
rights.
Ryan really hates that I have Steph and Krista on camera. He's just like, "What the fuck are they doing here?" And I'm like, "The audience likes it, Ryan."
Yeah, they do.
So,
I don't know.
Well, they do. Occasionally, if Krista makes the wrong face, they screenshot.
Yeah, most of them are just saying, "Wow, all of them look really unhappy." You know why? It's because they're working. Women aren't supposed to fucking work. They're supposed to stay at home, cook shit, clean shit. That's why they look so fucking unhappy all the time, guys.
Any comments, ladies?
He's right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Women were statistically never happier than in the 50s.
Exactly.
That's a fact. I'm just saying. I'm not saying they shouldn't work. I'm just saying they're happier when they don't.
Bro,
Ryan has a take on that. Ryan has a really interesting take on that one.
Women in the 50s and 60s, all they had to do was cook and get fucked. What a great life.
Yeah,
I would
man,
take
sign me up.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's all it's crazy too. Imagine some dude working in small town Midwest who's a janitor. That's his job. He's a janitor. He goes back home to a 3-bedroom, 3-bath house with 3 kids, a dog, and a wife who never has to work a fucking day in her life. What the fuck?
She's
what
wearing
a
a dress when he gets home, has his cold beer, and then he just gets plowed.
Yeah,
and then
just
she
gets
goes makes
fucking
the pot
plowed,
roast.
and then you sleep in separate beds so you don't get disturbed. You don't have to cuddle. It is the fucking. That is what we need. Holy shit, man! Give me a time machine.
Oh, you know what's funny is I have a friend that just got married that he sleeps in separate beds, and I was always like, that's weird. But now that I get older, I'm like, that's actually based.
It is, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and
what Oh, sorry, I was gonna say that's
No,
what
go
the
ahead.
Queen and the King did. Queen Elizabeth II. They slept
there
in
you go.
separate beds, and so it's just a thing.
Well, I mean, that's probably
To be fair,
because
I would
they
love
got
to.
married and they don't really love each other.
Well, yeah.
I mean, yeah, but it kind of makes sense the whole sleeping in different beds thing, and for me at least, because you're comfortable.
Yeah, get the fuck off me. I'm hot at night. Jesus.
Yeah, agreed.
Mhm.
It's not. It's.
I mean, just not sleeping in bed with a woman is.
I mean, I like having my lady
I
next
wouldn't
to me.
add-
I'm not like that. I don't mind
I
sharing
would.
my space.
I was gonna say I wouldn't. I
Yeah.
would be like, oh man, I want to sleep in bed with a woman. Gross. Never.
Ew.
But I get being comfortable. Just buy a bigger bed. Yeah.
They always end up fucking next to you. Who are you talking about?
Yeah, stupid women.
Well,
Dumb women, how dare you cuddle with me? Don't touch
stop
me.
showing
Look at all that
affection.
space you got. I'm trying to sleep here.
How does
I'm gonna go sleep. You go sleep on your own couch. All right, that's it.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna go sleep outside. I can't handle this anymore. You've touched me too many times. Yeah, we already did it once.
The getting back to the Bob Iger thing, because there is more to the story, and I want your thoughts on it, and that's this right
He
here.
doesn't want to fucking sleep with his wife either.
So, Bob Iger plans to sell the company, according to Disney insiders. That's the
doesn't own
rumor
it.
that's out there. So, well, he would be the one that brokers the deal and gets the company back up to the standard.
You know who the only
essentially.
person?
So,
You know who the only person that could buy Disney is?
who?
China.
Yeah.
Apple.
I mean, Apple could no way. Are you kidding
Yeah.
me?
Apple.
You're
could buy
talking
it.
about trillions. That's $1 trillion deal.
I don't think that.
So Apple's market cap right now is at 2.39 trillion. Let's see, how much is Disney worth?
175 billion only.
Yeah, I mean, it's
they could buy it. Yeah, I mean, this has been a rumor for a long time.
Not
with this
how
whole
market
Apple
cap
deal,
works,
so
but yeah.
I do understand that, but at the same time, Apple is a monster company.
Yeah, that's true. They're bigger than I thought.
Well, the thing is, too, I mean, like, the joke is it's all a goddamn conspiracy, but like how the optics on having a company acquire and like these people, they're all friends with each other, acquire all of these IPs and all these things. Apple has Apple Plus and all this stuff, and they're making original content, and you go, cool, well, this company's kind of failing and going under, so I'll just like buy my buddy's company. Now I'll own all of these IPs and all of these things and become bigger and everything. Now you have one company that owns all of this stuff. I mean, it's not outside the realm of believability. But, also, the idea that Elon Musk would have bought Twitter wasn't a thing for, nobody would have thought that
until
in a million years until it happened.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, no, I fucking bought it. Like, I actually have the money to do it,
Can I make a non-bold? I want to make a non-bold prediction here.
Go for it.
So I'm staying on topic, Jeremy, so just relax.
It's okay.
Selling Disney. Okay. It is my strong opinion that the streaming market will collapse in the next year or two, that it will have to, because there is a reason that cable networks existed.
Yeah.
There is a reason why Hulu succeeded in the beginning, and that was because for a Hulu, like, do you all remember that? For a Hulu subscription and Netflix subscription, you got everything.
Everything.
Yes, everything.
Yes.
So that's why we all left cable, right?
Right.
I'm paying $100 a month for cable. Now I'll pay $15 for Hulu and $15 for Netflix. And do you remember when like Hollywood movies you could get on Netflix? Remember that?
Yes, 100%.
You used to be able to get actual good movies when they came out. You used to be able to get them. Now it's like, oh, I have a Netflix subscription. I guess whatever mediocre show, because that's what we consume, content. We don't get quality, we get content. Disney Plus is hemorrhaging cash. It's not going to collapse. And I'm just saying, like,
what it is, Quarter, it's a race right now. That's what and that's why their priority, even with their losses, like their priority has been to gain subs, because at the end of the day, there's going to be like 3 or 4 people left standing in the streaming war. Like a lot of these other ones going to fall away. Exactly. Like, then they'll get ad tiers and like all that stuff. And then once they are the last standing, then they can start scalping off like all the rest of the things that are out there from to fill out their content.
Yeah, that's what they're going to have to do. Like, do you think Peacock's going to stand alone? Do you think Paramount Plus is going to stand alone? No chance. So these like, there's like a handful of these smaller networks that, like, if Peacock didn't have The Office, it wouldn't even exist.
Their WWE deal probably helps them a lot. But outside of that, that's a big one. But again, that's not enough.
Office and Parks and Rec were like 2 of the top 5 things that were streamed each and every year on Netflix.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
and that's what I'm talking about. Like how Netflix became big. That's why. And so when you loot, all of a sudden, these companies start their own streaming network. That's why Netflix has been suffering. These companies start their own streaming networks. They pull all the shit that people actually wanted back to their platforms. They completely separate it. So then Netflix is left with all those things, like you said, and that's why people are starting to go away. That's one of the big reasons.
Yeah, 100% agree. And then you have a situation where, at least for the next 2 years, the economy is not going to get better. In fact, it will probably get worse. And when you start looking at what, like, I don't know what the average is. Last one I saw was like 3.5 or something, a number of streaming services people have. If you're like me, I don't know what I pay, probably $120 a month for streaming services, whether it's, I have Hulu plus Live plus Netflix plus Disney plus Paramount plus, something like $130 a month. That's more than I was paying for cable. And like, yeah, it's a little different for me. I'm blessed to be in a, I'm not really worried about it, but there are going to be millions of Americans who are like, well, you know what? I haven't even logged into Hulu for like 6 weeks. I'm going to cut that. I'm going to cut Peacock. I can live without just putting on noise in the background, Office reruns. And like, there's going to be a reckoning, and you're right. There probably are racing to get people, but I think it's going to come down to like 2 or 3, and that's it. Like, there's no room for Apple TV Plus. Like, I don't even think about it. If they didn't have Ted Lasso, would you even think about it? Like, I can't think of a single program they have.
I think you just see Netflix, Amazon, HBO Max.
Yeah, HBO Max will be okay because they get their back catalog of all their shows. Like,
Well, to Jeremy's point, I mean, like for me, I mean, I'm in this world, and sometimes I can't keep up with how many fucking streaming services are out there because I'm like, okay, wait, what channels, what service does this show come on so I can watch it? So I can, like, I can only imagine what it's like for the average consumer. Like for me, when I worked just retail and I was living paycheck to paycheck, there's no way I was going to be able to afford all of this. There's no way
that
the normal people can have. Yes. And once you start making choices, you're also hurting your viewership per platform. So I actually don't think it's as bold of a statement as, it sounds, even though a lot of people aren't saying it, because it makes so much economic sense that there's probably going to be a collapse because you can't continue in this. You can't continue.
Well,
in
they'll
this direction.
consolidate for sure, right? Suddenly Apple TV will merge with HBO Max. Paramount will merge with this because like people can't dude, I look at my credit card bill and it's like every month there's like 6 freaking streaming services charges. And I'm like, dude, like this is insane. I haven't even opened Peacock in 2 months. Right. And I'm paying like it's cheaper. It's like $8 or $9 a month, but it's like imagine a world where everyone had 7 dormant gym memberslups on their credit cards. Cause that's what a lot of these are. You're just paying for them and you don't even use it.
Right.
Absolutely. To me, it's preferable. Like I like the decentralization. It because y'all talk about spending more money. I ain't spent less money than what the fuck I've spent right now because I can't possibly consume all of that fucking content. The FOMO of that everybody gets a fear of missing out. Not one person in the fucking world, unless you could even get paid by these companies to watch this shit. You cannot possibly consume all of the fucking material that is on all of these different platforms. You're not watching that shit. But people get fake interested. To me, the reason why I like the decentralization is because it really does separate the winners from the losers. I'd much rather have 99 goddamn platforms. Maybe you fail, maybe a new one comes in. To me, that's preferable because I'm not paying for the shit. Like if I really want to watch it, maybe I'll break you off a little something. But I can't. I don't even watch none of this shit right now anyway. But like, I couldn't possibly consume all of that fucking material. So to me, I like it this way. I think. And it's not because, it's a way it's kind of starting to hurt the pockets of the worst fucking individuals in the world. Yeah, that's kind of a benefit to it being this way because they're starting to realize all of those different platforms, a lot of them can't stand alone. And yeah, it's going to hurt them. Like I said, even with Disney Plus, not Disney Plus, the streaming services, all that Disney has, right. they're losing all of this fucking money. Like
they'll merge those 3 probably. Hulu and Disney Plus, they'll have to merge them
at some point. Yeah, most definitely. And to me, it's like whatever. But I as a consumer, because I know I can't.
Somebody just fart.
I heard a fart there. Yeah.
I don't know who couldn't loose. But,
well, Kristen and Steph were muted, so I guess they're off the hook. Calm down.
Ryan's awfully quiet. Ryan's awfully quiet.
I moved my mouse, but I didn't hear anything.
Move your mouse
Go ahead,
between your ass cheeks or what?
Said I didn't come back to be interrupted by a fart.
River was on an epic rant there, and they're just like, "Wait, fart? Oh, okay.
I didn't know if it was just me, and then I saw Quartering go. And I was like, all right, it wasn't just me because
I gotta go back and listen now.
Somebody's cutting loose.
I always mute my mic when I fart, so I'm always good.
I fart all the time on stream. Every time I mute my mic, it's because I'm farting. Right? This is the way it is.
Openly announce it.
What do you think about this idea, Ripa? What if it would never happen? Okay, we're just gonna play with a thought experiment here. What if like everything was available via Amazon, hypothetically, and you just paid like 50 cents to watch whatever you wanted when you
like again?
I'd fuck with that.
Yeah,
I like that.
I think because again, that was my issue with cable anyway. It's like, think about it. Even if you had cable, you're not watching all of that shit. Like
you get 200 channels, you watch one at a time.
Yeah, exactly. You were not watching that shit, but it's basically assumed that you're kind of paying for it. I think as individuals have those options, that's certainly to what you're essentially saying, where people are basically being able to pay for what they actually want to consume. That is more preferable from the consumers. Now, the reason why they wouldn't ever do it, because again, it's gonna truly start to separate.
It would collapse.
Yeah, exactly.
It would be like 3 TV channels.
It would separate the winners from the losers, and we've definitely in entertainment, you've gotten away with a lot of fake, just fluff. people kind of latching on to people's wagons. It's a whole lot of smoke and mirrors with the entertainment industry. And that's why they wouldn't want that to happen. But certainly for the consumer, this is beneficial. 100% that would be more.
Ryan heard it. Ryan heard it. Look at us here.
You went listening back at it.
I was meeting you guys while that's somebody's
cutting loose. Somebody's cutting loose. Hey, better.
I think Jeremy and I are exonerated based on our initial reactions. So, and Krista and Steph are both exonerated. So it's really Ripa, Ryan, Mike. It's one of you three.
I'd fucking own it. I've farted right in front of Krista before.
Yeah, like I announce it when I fart. I tell people like I fucking farted. I do it on my stream.
That's pretty good.
I remember when we got the Geeks Gamers house and some of the crew met me for the first time, and I'm just like belching loud as hell in the house, and I see their disappointment of me. They're like, we thought he was a decent guy, and I'm just like, bleh.
Have they ever seen your video?
So, yeah, I know.
I just while you were gone, Jeremy, I re-listened to it. That's like when Mike Ditka farted on set of ESPN.
It's very obvious. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh well, somebody, maybe we'll finally have a clip go on Twitter that isn't you saying something controversial, Ryan.
Oh, because it'll be like white guy blames two black guys over fart. Ryan will get blamed.
Well, I'm trying right now. So I'm in like a leather fucking chair. I'm trying to see if I can recreate it, see if maybe that was it. But it ain't doing shit. I don't think we can blame the chair.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Who is that politician? You remember that? Was it Swalwell? No,
Eric Swalwell, right?
Swalwell, yeah, he just ripped a juicy one.
Was it him? I thought there was another one, wasn't there? It was okay, yeah. Because somebody, one of the accounts I follow was they were retweeting him for something, and I guess he blocked them. So then they uploaded the clip of him doing it. That was just like yesterday, I believe. I saw that. So
I think I saw that making the rounds yesterday, and I was like, that one sounded like, it sounds fake, like a cartoon fart, but like it's definitely real. So it's like he had a mic down his pants or something.
Yeah. Let's see. All right. So do we have a clip of it? I want to hear it back. Do we have a clip, Ryan? Do you have the clip?
Break it down. I want to look at everybody's faces.
We need to break this down.
Yeah.
Hold on. All right.
Chat's already been blaming me for it. They're like, it was definitely fucking Mike.
It would have been a significant like change in my talking if I was cutting on.
Hey, Rip, have you had how many protein shakes have you had today?
I haven't had a protein shake today, so I'm clear.
All right.
Here we go.
All right. I think this is around it.
Let's wait for the reaction.
They're losing all this money. Like
they'll merge those three probably.
That's right.
Yeah.
Disney, but they'll have to merge them.
At some point, most definitely. And to me, it's like whatever. But I as a consumer, because I know I can't.
Somebody just fart. I heard a fart there.
I don't know.
Well, Krista and Steph were muted, so I guess they're off the hook. Mike looks kind of guilty. I ain't gonna lie.
I just look like I was fucking confused because you're like, I didn't hear anything. I was sitting here going, what are you talking about?
Oh no!
But I fucking said, I already knew I was gonna get blamed for it.
There would have had to been like a change in my just because considering human anatomy. If I was
not like listen,
loose, while I was talking like that.
I already knew I was gonna get blamed for it. Like
Fartgate
literally, somebody said, "Did somebody fart?" And I'm like, "Yeah, who the fuck? What?" Like, fucking.
This is not a good pause, Mike. You look sus there. Actually, Ryan looks sus as hell there too.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I did.
Steph looks a little sus too, though. To be honest.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It's got to be somebody.
Wait, hold on. Neither of them were muted.
Yeah, they were.
Oh, yeah, they were. It only shows when.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Let's replay it one more time.
All right.
The fucking Zapruder fucking tape here.
All right, we gotta be quiet.
At some point, most definitely. And to me, it's like whatever. But I as a consumer,
I actually heard it that time.
Now
Mike's
Mike's eyebrows. Now Mike's
Ryan
eyebrows
does,
moved
though.
a little bit when it happened.
I didn't hear shit. No, I leaned forward. That's
Yeah,
why I
you
was
heard
like,
something.
I leaned forward to grab my mic because I'm typing and making a fucking video.
Making a fart.
I
I wasn't even moving. I was
scare
literally
dudes. I don't
reading an
know.
article, so I wasn't like like
Look at your eyebrows though. When it
like-
when
because he goes, "Hey, did somebody fart?" And I'm like, "What?" I didn't hear it. I didn't even fucking hear it. That's the thing. And if it came out of my ass, I would have felt it. I would have known that there was a fart going on somewhere. Listen, this isn't some big goddamn conspiracy where I'm the one getting blamed for this shit. The chat immediately was like, it was Mike.
Mike did it.
I had to go back and rewind it because I didn't hear that shit.
I went back and I was
and
like,
then-
I don't even. Yeah. I don't
And
know.
then when I heard it,
This is a perfect video for clips.
This is out of control. Phantom farters and shit. Man.
we used to have phantom shitters when I was in the Navy. There'd
This
be
is my
people.
fucking favorite
There-
story.
Well, it's like when you don't have when there's like just so much misery and shit. The only way that you can like get a little bit happy is by making other people feel terrible. So there would be people that would just shit in the middle of a room, in the middle of a passageway or whatever, just because it was funny to them to have people trying to figure out who the fuck it was.
That's super not funny. Like that's
I think it's pretty fucking
It's
funny.
like it's
that's
not
military
funny.
humor.
Yeah, exactly. It's like why would it? What would possess somebody to do that? But then you look at the way everybody freaks out about it and how much attention is paid to it. The fact that people station watches in hallways to make sure people aren't shitting, and like it's just how inconvenient it makes everything for everyone. That's the humor in it.
Yeah, the insanity of somebody's like, I have to shit
Yeah.
to make something make sense in the world. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know who put the poll up. Is that you, Krista?
Yeah.
So now Mike's leading 54%. It's
That's
only
what I
Mike.
said. I already
Rupa, and
fucking
Ryan.
knew I was gonna get blamed for this
So
stuff.
Mike 54, Ryan's right there with 31 though.
I voted Ryan.
Oh,
I
I
mean,
want to vote Ryan.
I'd fucking say if it was me, to be quite honest.
He would. I would think he would.
That's not the
I have
convenient
I
thing to
have
know.
like clips on my Twitter or Twitch of me saying like I fucking farted. Like I do it all the time.
Well,
Clip
Clip that right now. Put it on the end of this video. Boom.
That's fine.
Steph's
Like,
gonna do it.
you
Steph's
can
got
you
it.
can go take the clip off my Twitter. I'm like I fucking farted.
There's a difference between telling people you did and letting everyone hear. Like everyone knows you shit, Mike, but you ain't gonna fucking open the door and like.
I do it on stream. I don't mute my fucking mic when I do it. I don't give a fuck. You know,
Wait,
like,
you poop on stream?
No,
That's
I
weird.
I fart. Well, apparently this is a toilet. That's one of the conspiracies. That I'm actually in my bathroom right now, and I just
you're
sit
just
here
on
so
the
I
throne?
can't.
Yeah.
I kind of love that though.
Yeah,
That's
it'd be pretty fucking base. I just
Yeah.
just shit while I talk and I'm on these streams and stuff like that. But
That'd be a pretty good deal.
I'm doing everything I can to fucking try to find some way to exonerate you because I'm trying to recreate it.
well,
I'm
I
trying to
don't know
move
because my
shit.
chair doesn't
I'm
make a
trying to
lot of
move my
noise
mic.
either.
Oh well, I guess we're never gonna get to the bottom of it. At least
This is my thing. You guys, I have a big ass. That thing makes a lot of noise. Okay,
That was
It
pretty
wouldn't be that-
loud, bro.
It was that would have been a lot louder than that. Okay, like listen, I would have been ashamed of that one.
How about some super chats? Let's read some super chats.
Oh, we got one right there. It was the quartering.
Hey!
He who blamed it claimed it. So it's the
I did
quartering.
not blame it. I merely noticed it. In fact, I was.
That would be the real thing. He goes like, "Purr." "Oh man, somebody fucking farted."
He who heard it, turd it, maybe.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
then that would be Jeremy Griggs, not me.
Yes,
because
yes,
he, in
that's
fact,
true.
was the one who heard
Well,
it.
so
and then-
I heard it, but I thought it might just be me. But then when I saw the quartering react, I was like, okay, that's confirmed that something happened. And it basically, I don't feel like it was the quartering at all because
I
his
have a
face was
14
like.
That's the thing. You guys are
No, because look, I farted on Friday Night Tights with 17,000 people. I don't go fart and then go. You know, like you don't do that. You play it cool. So it wasn't the quartering. The quartering
Yeah,
wouldn't
I'm
go
clean.
burp and then
clean.
go. No, it wouldn't do that. So
I have a 14 decibel gate on my mic. It would have to have been an epic rip to break the gate. So I would just say
Oh man, good stuff though. Either way, that was fun.
I'm just so glad that mine and Steph's mic was muted, so it, like, because we would have just been in that poll and people would just kept saying it's us.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm just legitimately concerned that my body just farts and I don't know about it. I can't fucking hear it. I don't know when it's happening. Body's just leaking gas. I guess Ripple was right. I need to stop eating the Culvers. Like, fuck. That's what happens.
Oh, man.
That's what I get for being light-skinned and having a fro. It's just fucking fart, and I don't know when it happens, you know?
Jay Schwalbach over on Streamlabs, which he's probably mad that I don't have my locals live chat up, which we should. Steph.
No, I did it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
well,
get
one of the
wrecked.
ladies got it. So
we have a tip actually right now from Jay Schwalbach on there.
You got a tip? Go fuck yourself. That's what she said.
You're welcome, Jeremy.
There we go. Hey, say hello to the quartering in your voice, Krista.
Oh my gosh, hi, it's the quartering. I am such a big fan of yours.
Oh, I knew it. He sounds just like someone I talked to the other night. I pay like $2.99 a minute, and I call them, and the person, they know it's me.
The chat always freaks out a little bit whenever she uses that voice. So
fucking disgusting. It sounds like the NHL really cares about your life, though, Krista. So
yeah.
All right. Well, I will say now I have to plug Steph's Twitch channel now, so we can make sure. Since I called her out for something that Krista did. So anyway, go follow My Nerdy Home on Twitch. How close to 2,000 followers are you, Steph?
I think I'm like 100 away.
I think we can make that happen.
Stream at 2,500 if she gets there right now.
There it is. So you heard it. So Steph is going to do a hot tub stream, or Jeremy's going to do.
I didn't say who is
going
to. Hey, now don't. Just let it be. Let it percolate.
All right. Let it be open for interpretation.
Yeah, I'm
right.
not trying to make her do it. I just, Damn it, Griggs.
Goblins Unite says $5 on Epic Fart. I mean, Mike. There you go. All right, let me. Okay, so Streamlabs, we got Jay Schwalbach, and I'll get your locals donation as well. I love your room. I remember when I would jump from my brother's bed back to mine. You mean having you must be having a great time. Oh, you lucky man. Talking about you, Ryan.
Talking about me with my two beds.
You jumping back and forth to the beds? Have you been having a lot of fun?
Is there one of those, is there the magic fingers? Are those beds have where you put 50 cents in and they're like, blah, 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 they like vibrate?
I don't think most like normal places have those anymore.
That's gonna
get clipped. Are you staying at?
That's gonna get clipped. That's gonna get
place. Well, the places I normally stay at charge by the hour, so I don't know.
So I have not jumped on anything. I walked into this room, I set up this shit, I made the streams, and I recorded video. Then
actually, shout out for their Wi-Fi. I gotta be real. Like, shout out to their Wi-Fi. Like, that's hotel Wi-Fi is.
It's gotten a lot better.
Suspect,
dude. I didn't even get a chance to get the enhanced. I got 10 up and 10 down. That's what I got
strong,
right now.
Though. That's plenty.
And I uploaded a video. And I uploaded a video during the stream too.
Yeah.
Doc Holiday for 20 says D-Day and Jeremy are my two favorite streamers. Well, thank you. I guess
Queen.
That's Slay Queen. Jeremy never invites me to his channel. Anymore. Yeah, Jeremy never invites me to his channel, but it's nice.
I pretty much exclusively only have women on, in case you haven't noticed. Generally, attractive ones. It's just a coincidence.
It's a very good business plan.
That's because you cancel your other stream full of men that aren't attractive women.
That's a fact.
And who may or may not be stuck as giant penises forever.
Yeah, well, that's actually not my fault, but yeah,
the greatest story on Twitter. Huh?
That's why I am totally fine if we have to sacrifice Jay's handle, so Jay has to keep his stupid fucking Thanksgiving emotes, which you deserve to get if you're like fucking hop on trends for do holiday shit like that, right? You deserve it. All right, he's gonna get stuck with those Thanksgiving emotes for forever. But that's the price I'm willing to pay for Count Dankula also being stuck as giant penis parody forever.
Good, dude.
It's so his enough is enough tweet. I fucking lost it.
It's not just that, it's the profile picture too. You know what I mean? It's like
did you see he posted a YouTube video where he's like, "Hey Elon,
come on, man. Yeah,
I'm in trouble, man. Like, you gotta help me out."
And I spent years building this fucking Twitter account. I've spent years trying desperately to not get banned.
He knows exactly. He knows exactly how many days he's been known as Giant Penis. It's like it's been 11 days. They're like,
Oh my god, dude, it's so funny. Yee is back on Twitter now. He's tweeting.
Yay. Don't say Yee. God.
Yee? What the
Yee.
fuck?
Yee.
I thought you were black
Yee.
from the waist down, dude. Come on.
Yeah,
It's
well,
yay.
I am. To be fair, I've listened to a lot of rap in my day. I was never the biggest Kanye fan. Never.
We're listening
First
to
he's at
Kanye.
Mar-a-Lago right now.
He is. That's all. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I was
First
always
one at Mar-a-Lago.
I was a really fucking big Kanye fan, but honestly, like after his recent controversy and stuff, I'm a bigger one. So yeah.
Oh, I was the first vote in his poll.
Nice.
I literally, he asked, he said, "What do you all think when I asked Trump to be my running mate?" And he's like, "I'm literally the first vote."
That's amazing.
He's like,
yeah, I am too, though. So I think it's there he is, just updated. Now it's 11,000. It went from 1 to 11,000.
Before
Don't ruin this for
Kanye,
me.
like before Kanye has gone on its like recent Twitter spree, like it's so funny when you look back at the last couple ones he had, because it was just like he was going to vote for himself and he was just like Kanye 2020, and then like a day later it's just a picture of him saying Kanye 2024.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I did retweet Quartering's tweet to Elon, so I would encourage everybody to go retweet that,
Oh,
because
yeah, I
maybe
haven't
Elon
seen
will
if
respond.
yeah, Elon obviously follows me on burner accounts. You know.
Oh yeah, I just saw your other tweet about Airbud. You had talked about Airbud earlier. Are you aware of the Buddyverse, Quartering?
I am. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, what started off nice, a cool movie, and then they made another one. He plays football in this one. Then they're like, all right, what else can we do? He plays fucking volleyball, probably plays golf or some shit at some point. Now they have gotten to the point in this Buddy universe where Buddy's kids, who are all puppies, are going into space and shit. Like, it is outrageous what they've done. They've destroyed any integrity that they had in the Buddyverse.
And what's sad about they've definitely broken canon, Buddy canon.
Yeah. And they made a bunch of strong female characters, of course, who are Buddy's descendants, right?
Of course, yeah. And Buddy's just a goofball now. But there's like a bunch of buddies that died like during filming.
Yeah, the main one died like I think right after Airborne.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He did have a bunch of like legit like a bunch.
They
of
lost
puppies,
4
like,
of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you know Milo and Otis? I just because on the dark facts, 20 kittens died during filming that, and they also deliberately broke one of their paws so it would walk funny when they were filming.
No,
I used to love that movie, man.
Yeah, dude. Somebody shit on my night. Yeah, that's totally. Somebody ruined my night by telling me that all those buddies died. I was like, oh, because of course it's Twitter, you know. I'm like, I'm watching Air Bud. It's so great. It's literally the second fucking reply. Bro, did you know 4 buddies died during the I'm like, oh.
Somehow they couldn't hold up to the fucking slamming a ball against their nose 50 times in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pull out the other one. Do another take. Yeah.
I mean, that comment says it all.
The production of
Look
Milo
at
and
that
Otis.
profile picture.
Profile picture.
That's who they're gonna
Crying Jordan Batman. Yeah,
that's who they're gonna recast after Kevin Conroy passed.
Oh man, R.I.P. to Kevin Conroy and to
Jason
Green
David
Rangers.
Frank.
So I am not I've never been a Power Rangers guy. I know he was fantastic to fans, like because every time we go to
Ranger was a big deal when he first on the scene. Like he was huge. Yeah.
And I know that took everybody by surprise. And there's a lot of sad details that are coming out of that, and it sucks, man. It really does suck.
No, we should talk about it.
So yeah, I mean we can talk about it.
This is a reality of divorce. Oh, there you go, Steph.
Oh, there we go, right there.
Yeah, he was getting divorced, staying in the same hotel as his ex-wife. They were arguing every night, and he freaking hung himself in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's awful.
You know, it wasn't like he just had a weird cardiac arrest. It was like, you know, Stuff is real.
Yeah,
it is real, and no matter like people, all these people have real lives and real stuff going on, and sometimes it doesn't seem like that, but it is, and it sucks. It's just the reality of it. And so I think all of us lose sight of that from time to time. It's just a reality of it, and we're all guilty of it in some capacity. But
it's morbid time.
Yeah. Oh God. Damn. The internet is undefeated as always. But yeah. So, I mean, Robin Williams is one that shocked a lot of people when that happened. Chester Bennington.
That was the biggest one for me. Like that was probably the only. That shook celebrity death that I was like, damn.
Robin Williams or Chester?
Chester Bennington.
Yeah, Chester Bennington. Yeah, from Lincoln Park.
Hey, you got pretty like upset about the Sean Connery death.
Oh yeah, I mean, we saw my live reaction at that a year later. So
Rip, it don't matter how many millions you make, motherfucker. You're never getting rid of that meme. You're never getting.
I'm okay with it.
One of the first ever main events, all of a sudden Rippa drops in the main chat, private chat. Shit, Sean Connery died. And we're like, yo, Rippa, Sean Connery died like years ago.
Wait,
it was a year. It's like a year. Yeah, it was like a year ago. And then this has turned into a meme now. So that dude, tell me, we got so many fucking super chats when we were gone. Where people were like talking about like all of these people that died. Hey, can you let Rippa know so and so died? Can you let Rippa know?
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Oh man, good stuff. We got this one for let's see, $20. Just finished ISOM, and I am happy to report Rippa quenched my thirst to see a black bombshells represented in comics by having Altona wear tight booty shorts. I give ISOM 8.5 baby oiled cheeks out of 10, and I will be buying some more.
I appreciate it.
Oh man, how is it been, man?
Yeah.
Or go ahead, Jeremy. Go ahead.
What's it like being a big famous creator, Rippa? Tell us as plebe what it's like.
Yeah, what's it like, man? I tag you. I feel like it's kind of like the Stan song. I wrote you, I text you, I call you, but you still ain't answering. Like he never responds to me anymore.
I sent a DM to him. I was like, "Hey, man, congratulations." He never saw it.
Calls me during all of this shit, and I always answer.
He always fucking answers. Always.
He's like Eric. I need a shield again. I got myself some racist shit. I got some fucking racist problem shit again, please.
Bro, I really fucked up. Ryan said something real bad this time. I don't know. I need you to come back out of that warehouse, please. Holding up the comic book isn't enough right now, man.
Mike got elevated though while he was gone, so all good.
Really fucking good. I was dreading it. No, for real though, like. This is fucking real shit, man. I got another copy sitting over there too right now. I got the Dokuman card. Shout out to Flash 80 actually for those, because those things are fucking rad. And this is how you fucking come on the scene. The thing that sucks is like, this whole, like, now everybody's like, what the fuck are you guys gonna do? But I'm like, listen, man, nobody kicks the door off the hinges like fucking Rippa did. Like, it's fucking unprecedented. And then to make, like, an actual good product, too, because, like, something you can lie and tell everybody this is fucking real. He can lie about his warehouse. We know that's not real.
I saw that photoshopped,
Yeah, we saw the fucking Photoshop, We got receipts on that now and everything, But no, man, I read it. I read it all like in like 2 nights, and I was like, this is fucking awesome, and I'm excited to see what happens with it. And that's the thing too, like, you want to believe, but like there's been so many bad actors that have come on the scene and said, hey, we're going to do something really cool, and then it's garbage, or they claim it's going to be the best possible, product ever and stuff, but like Ripple was real about it, and he said, hey man, I'm coming out and I'm doing this thing, and I put a lot of work into it, and yeah, man, it's fucking awesome. I'm pumped. I'm excited.
Anyway, if you're done, if you want to get off his dick here for a second, I'm
sorry. Where's your fucking copy?
I was just gonna say that. So the people that bought my old house have one of the like really nice like premium fucking Rippaverse packs. I actually got to update my address. And like the post office stopped. For a while they were like They were forwarding for a while, and then a little while after that, they were forwarding and then charging me. So, like, they were like, oh, you got this box sent to your old address or whatever. We brought it to your new address, but that'll be $20. So maybe I refused it. I don't know, but I still don't have. So when you get to it, I'll happy to reorder a copy.
No, I got
to
you.
my
I'll
actual
of course
address.
set you up, man. We got you, man. I certainly like everybody that's in our circle got one, and if there's some people that are some stragglers because some random shit, man, I'll be more than willing to get y'all set up. I just appreciate the damn support. But yeah, like I said, like for us, it was to Mike's point. Like I took this project very serious, and I think even all the way up to release, you know what I mean? You're always gonna have people that are like, is he really this shit for real? And I knew I was for real, but obviously we had to deliver. I didn't worry about delivering, but we knew we needed to. And for the most part, I mean, it's 99% approval rate here for the people that actually bought it. Like our regular detractors, I mean, they don't count the retarded. But for all of
they do for Democrats, bro.
like those guys don't matter. But I'm just glad there's a bunch of satisfied customers and the demand's high. Like we get asked, "Hey, when's next?" Everybody's already ready to fight something too. We're working hard. Teams expanding. There's going to be a lot of opportunities for people there because we have to expand to keep up with our demand. We got this new warehouse that we're going to be moving into that we're starting the interior construction hopefully this week. We might have started. I gotta need to check in on that.
What is that that dude? He's gonna be really upset about your new
the guy. More bitches more bitches. I have a property. So but yeah,
did you get that with Section 8? Did you? Because I did.
Yeah, this is not paying for with Section 8. But
man, your studio's in your house. You somehow that's irrelevant.
Yeah,
like bro, my studio's always been in my house. I'm sorry. You could come tour what's going on. Quartering compound. I think
exactly.
Right.
You want a house? I borrowed my buddy's back room in his shitty apartment.
Yeah,
you're not me out of that one.
Here's what I told you this yesterday, Jeremy, when we were talking on the phone. But like, you guys are crushing it. Like, here's Brandon in the comments. Brandon's like, I'll send you something tomorrow, Jeremy. He works with the Rippaverse. Like Brandon Taylor, shout out to him. Like, that's one thing I noticed about what Rippa's done is like Rippa's got the whole thing is like set up. You guys are doing a great job communicating with people. Customer service is on point. And shout out to Brandon right there. Shout out to everybody.
Let's go. I would even say let's go, Brandon.
Brandon.
I'm sure he loves that.
So that's good stuff. And I like that.
Hey,
I like
know what? Episode 2, issue 2. I know you got. Are you gonna sell some inserts? I know some people are bitching about. People
your ads.
Buy your book. Yeah, people.
I joked about like giving the wife like a 2-page fucking.
Yes, like a what are they? Centerfold.
Yeah, what a fold out. That's what I need to do for the next one to really send a fucking message.
Yeah.
I love the crowd that tells us how much we all hate diversity and representation, and we get triggered by black people being in film. They got mad because a black dude created a universe centered around black people and decided to give his black wife a promo in the comic. That's what made them mad. Holy shit, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's like, that was one. I would say of all the things that I didn't expect for my detractors to get upset at, that was the one.
You should. I won't talk shop, but I would pay to have a Rippaverse / CBC crossover index card in the next, not in the issue, just in the box. You should think about.
Oh yeah, we could for you.
You know what I'm saying? Like you should think about that.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like that makes them be worth it.
Yeah.
And Jeremy, shill right now. Go for it.
Coffee Brand Coffee has all of your holiday needs under control with our industry-leading gift box builder. There's nothing like it out there. Who doesn't want some delicious coffee, tea, or cocoa as a gift for someone you love, someone you hate, or maybe yourself? Use promo code TheQuartering to save today at www.coffeebrandcoffee.com.
Very, very nice. Mod, you know what to do. Drop those links. And obviously,
gift box, I'll tell you what. It was a kind of a random idea I had like at the last second, and it's selling like crazy. Like people, it's kind of set. Remember like that era? I think all of us are probably around that. Were like the cologne gift boxes were like really popular gift. Like people like, shit, I need to get somebody something.
They evidently still are because they're fucking everywhere. Like they're everywhere at these Walmart or Ross, or like all these fucking stores like that. And I don't know who buys them. I never see anyone buying them, but they're always there.
Well, I tell people that I'm like, dude, okay, last minute gift, sure, fine. But like, what about like a box with like some nice coffee or tea or cocoa? Like, I feel like that'd be way better and you don't need to wait till the last minute. So that's been doing really good. And I appreciate you guys having me on and allowing me to shill.
Of course,
and,
man. Yeah. How much
I'm
longer
really
are you gonna hang?
I'm good for a few more minutes. I hang out and
we're gonna read through some super chats and we're gonna try to. So tomorrow is the first official episode of mine and Ryan's political show. That is going to rotate between D-Day Cobra, my personal channel, and his Patriot Outpost.
Two white guys talking politics. What's the channel name?
But wait, there's more. Suresh will be there. So we're not racist. Suresh will be there. So Suresh will be our special guest. And looking forward to it. Suresh is obviously 221B Tactical, which you can also go get this right now at the hoodie that I've designed.
Yeah, shout out to that shit that y'all sent to me. I don't know if Crystal was the one that sent it or somebody sent us some shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is this? And
I
was like, and then we opened it up. We saw all the Geeks Gamers shit.
Hell yeah.
Spiders.
Yeah.
Box full of spiders.
Krista, we need to get did we get one for quartering? We need to get one for quartering. We can get that set up. So but yeah,
next call, please.
Drew Hernandez. I was on front lines with Drew Hernandez. He was rocking his Geeks and Gamers shirt today. So that was awesome.
Cool.
Nice. So Drew was great. But yeah, so this is I was wearing that Columbia hoodie where it's got the fish right here and then the flag, but I decided I'd rather do my own thing. So we redesigned it with the Geeks and Gamers logo. The t-shirt and the hoodie is on 221B right now. And then we're looking at designing
also makes a great gift, by
bag.
the way. If you know somebody who enjoys Geeks and Gamers, what a great gift idea. You know, you can get them a generic hoodie that says something like stay woke, or you could get them a wonderful hoodie. And not only are you getting them a hoodie, but you're showing that you listen. And that is you know, especially for the ladies in your life, that's like two gifts.
Look at Jeremy, the master at marketing.
I'm only just warming up, boys. I gotta go on Ricada's stream after this.
I'm just gonna have to introduce you to Suresh. I think you guys could do some interesting stuff with Coffee Brand Coffee. So I'm sure he's watching right now, Suresh. So I'll call you tomorrow before this, or we'll talk after the stream. I'd like to introduce you to quartering. So he knows all about you. But yeah, so got a lot of stuff going on. Coffee Brand Coffee, 221B Tactical, geeksandgamers.com. Really appreciate all of your stuff. He don't need no fucking help. Fuck him.
Hey. You're only as good as your next dollar, my man. You gotta keep, you know.
I just gave him a shout out. He just got back. He's got to earn it in his Mario Kart points this Sunday. That's what he's got to do.
I even tried to plug the comic book, and you call me a dick rider, so I'm just gonna, I threw it over there in the corner. I was like, fine, whatever. Fuck it. Why did I buy this?
That one cover that you got though, those shits we saw the speculator market go fucking crazy, and it still is. For cover A and cover B, the amount of money these have sold for, the resale market has been fucking insane. So the demand is there because obviously that was our limited cover there. So that one, cover B, is another one. It's so much money. We looked at God damn, people talking about I charge too much. I'm like, damn, maybe we didn't charge enough for these motherfuckers.
Just press a few more, leak them out there on the eBay.
That's the true grip right there.
I discovered three maybe new copies. I don't know.
Just come up with my comic book is under attack or something, you know. So
what's the highest graded one you've seen? Or
9.8. 9.8 is the highest.
That's strong.
That is good.
Considering humans touched it. Humans touched it multiple times.
And considering you put it in a fucking plastic barrel that's not acceptable to store comics.
Apparently all the books are going to be damaged because we put in a tote. We put some of our books in a tote, and apparently that was a no-no according to the experts that said that how we were doing business was insufficient.
They know though. They sold tens of copies of their books, so they know.
They would certainly know how to store books. But 9.8 is the highest one that we've seen. Hell, the lowest one that I've seen was 9.6. So you know,
Yes.
we did. We
have you
took
seen any
real
of
good
those?
care.
Have you seen any of those sell yet?
The
Like on
the
eBay?
graded ones?
Mm-hmm.
No, I haven't. I haven't. I haven't kept my eye on that.
I think you retweeted the 9.8, didn't you? Didn't you retweet somebody?
Yeah, I
with the
retweeted
9.8. So
the guy 9.8. That was, like I said, that was the highest one that I had saw, but I haven't saw a graded one in the case go up for sale. They may have. I just hadn't looked at that. Like I said, I know that first week that we released, we were that when we started fulfillment, like we were right behind fucking that Spawn, which I think was a re-release anyway, in terms of like the top comic in terms of in the resale market. It was, you guys fucking showed out, man, and it was like it was a high demand for that cover A and cover B.
Who grades coffee? Who's the go-to grader for comic books? Is it PSA or Beckett or something, or is it somebody else?
Like and they reached out to me now that I'm thinking about it. CGC guys asking me if I wanted to say something about the comic. I keep forgetting about it. I keep forgetting about it, but I need to do that. If you guys are watching, I promise I'm email you guys back about that. But that's insane. I didn't know that it was going to do that. Being completely honest about like with the resale situation, like I had no idea that was going to be a thing. Every single that's cover C that Mike was holding up, but I did not expect that for one. And every single comic shop that got them, and that's really the only other place you can get them still anyway. They sold out like immediately. Like they got two stashes. MyComicShop.com is one of the biggest online retailers, for example. They got two stashes of like a big bulk, and them shits was gone like within the end of the day. Like, so they're going fast, man. And we still, of course, have some. We said that we were gonna keep them we're not gonna sell them. So you can't get them from us unless it's part of a giveaway or something like that we may do, or some special pro, but we're not gonna be selling those. The only place you'll be able to get them is those select comic shops that get them. And yeah, man, that's been I don't know if you've experienced this with your shit, the quartering, like, man, navigating the market is certainly interesting when you have that pool, I guess, that people are buying your shit. Yeah, and man, I realize is how less I take people's shit. I'm not talking about this on my show yesterday. I'm not
that's 100% fact.
Yeah. You realize like how much you're dealing with people being retailers or whatever. You're like, man, the minute you fucking say something sideways, I'm like, I don't need this shit. I had a comic shop catch an attitude with my team because the price is the price. That's always been my rule. That's just what it is. And obviously, we're cutting them actually a way better deal considering the percentage off that they get than what even a Marvel would get for our comic shops. And there was a comic shop that was based out of Dallas, one of the big comic book shops. I'm not gonna say who it is. The little dickhead fucking got an attitude with my team for telling them what the price. He's like, well, I don't know if I could sell them. Why would I pay that much? It's like, motherfucker, like. Peace. The price is the price. I mean, I don't have to. We went directly to our customers, so I don't need you to push the product at all. I'm actually helping you out as a comic book shop owner to give you a little profit that you can make off the book. But it's been interesting, man, navigating this whole shit as our demand kind of even like went up. It's hell, even with like people that with UPS and USPS and all that shit. When you're able to come by and be like, hey, man. We just pushed fucking 49,000 orders. Like, do you want the business or not? And you see motherfuckers start lowering prices, and it's kind of cool to navigate that shit. In which obviously all of that stuff at the end of the day starts to benefit the customers and us being able to lower prices for them as well. So I'm excited.
Hell yeah, man! It's awesome.
Someone said in the chat that a graded 9.8 cover A sold for $232. Okay, nice.
I'll tell you what's fun. What's the best part about it for me is once you hit economies of scale and you're just like, oh, okay, cool. Like I'm buying I'm buying like 10,000 pounds of coffee a month.
There you go.
And it's like, now I'm like, okay, how about I just pay you $1 a pound less?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I said, well, I'll just take my business somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
I can go. Yeah,
that's how it is. No, exactly. Yeah. That's how it is. You start to notice that, like, when you got that pool, you're like, hey, and that's what the game is. That's really what that's what business is.
That's exactly how Amazon got where they are. Yeah,
exactly. That's exactly what the business is. It's just like, hey, being able to to take what it is that you've accomplished, and you know, and really the people that benefit the most from it are the actual customers and the actual consumers.
Of course.
But by being able to lower those prices. But yeah, man, that's the game right there. Is, you know, you start to slang fucking product, and you start to have a lot more pull. And like, to your point, that's how the Amazons of the world and all of those guys have the prices that they're at, because of them being able to do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we're gonna read some super chats, and I appreciate all of you being patient on that. It's difficult to navigate when you got, you know, really good discussions going on, good topics. I know you guys have been sending some super chats. This one just came in, so I did want to bring this one up because I think it could create a little discussion real quick. Frederick says, do y'all think there should be another game console to try and challenge Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo after a lot of recent failures of AAA games? I don't think there's
systems are gonna do any good, like as far as the games.
The cloud now, man.
I want more competition. Yeah, I mean, I'm always gonna welcome that. But as far as the actual games, per se, I don't know if maybe, you know, but I don't know if that's gonna like correct that problem. That's a lot of the individual studios and half-assed product and shit.
Yeah, I can't see a scenario where I mean, you saw the like with Xbox and PlayStation, they lose money on every console they sell. You know what I mean? Like they're working in the negatives big time. It's a massive hole. So it has to be a major company like an Apple or an Amazon or something like that. Nintendo is a whole different animal, whole different ball game. I don't even consider Nintendo competing with Xbox or PlayStation. I feel like I feel like they're doing their own thing. So
can I ask? Can I ask? I'm gonna dip because the knob crease kicking in. But Eric, are you doing retargeting and stuff like that with your web traffic? Are you cooking those visitors and retargeting them and Facebook?
No, should I be doing that? You want me to?
Bro, all right, just talk to me for like a little bit.
Let's chat.
Yeah.
Let's chat.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I have to, dude. It's crushing it for my coffee stuff, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, especially because you have episode 2 coming out. I know I always do this. I'm so sorry, but it's so rare I get to talk, you know, shop with everyone else.
I don't care.
But like, I do have to dip.
Somebody called me Jeremy Poole when you were like, "Sorry, Jeremy, I'm staying on topic." I'm like, and this somebody's like, "Oh, it's Jeremy Poole." I'm like, "Fuck you, Quartering. Don't put that shit on me." Go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, fun fact: I'm gonna be on his show again.
Nice. Yeah, ask him about why the title of his stream today was, Chapek got fired because he was pushing an anti-woke agenda.
He plays the game. He plays the game. I'm never gonna talk shit about someone clickbaiting. Okay, I got nothing to say. I got nothing to say. You know who called me out? Who messaged me yesterday? Shout out to it's your boy Zach, Richard C. Meyer. You know,
nice.
He sends me a text. He's like, "Bro, I gotta know." I'm like, "What?" What are the conversations? I'm gonna read this our exchange because it's everyone. By the way, Zach is still producing content. He's out there like big league in it, working with Sly Stallone and stuff like that. And I think he's working with Critical Drinker.
Yep.
But he goes, "Hey, what are the conversations like between you and your thumbnail guy?" I just replied, "Huh? LOL." He goes, "Quote, how much cum do you want coming out of Tim Cook's mouth? You know, a reasonable amount, nothing crazy. like it's not cum, it's white substance."
I gotta say, Quartering your thumbnails always give me confidence for anything I'm willing to do, because I'm like, because Quartering pushes the limit. You push the limit on stuff. Do you reject anything that your thumbnail guy sends?
No, yes, I have. I have if he has like weapons pointed at people, I'll say you can't do that. But like, yeah, maximum titty, white substance coming out of people's mouth.
Maximum titty is the way to go. It doesn't matter if you're covering something that people love or hate. Maximum titty is like it's
literally never failed. Yeah, it's never failed in history in the history of humankind, not just in thumbnails, but just in existence.
I'm pretty sure Gary rejected a thumbnail from Perry Chan
that he uses all the time.
That he now uses all the time. I think it was when he turned the Black Elf.
Was it the big eyes?
No, I think he turned it into Mr. T, right?
Yeah. It's like,
that's a little dicey. That's a little dicey.
And now I see that shit every fucking where.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I
But
don't.
hey,
I don't
no,
play with race either, because that's like that's a little.
Yeah, you never do anything like that in your thumbnails, and no one would ever clip you and me talking about that in your thumbnails, would they?
Oh yeah, the fucking dude that still goes around, dude. From that conversation about fucking Leslie Jones, man.
Jones,
Oh,
I know.
out there.
I'm part
Twitter.
of a lot of clips out there.
Yeah.
The best
I
part
can't
is
believe
just
that stood the test.
Two of Ryan's most controversial moments for his Twitter clips is him praising things, the Batman and House of the Dragon. Like he was praising, but he would always put that Ryan Kennel edge to it, and it would always be like
he was right about the Batman, though. It was a good movie, but what he said was right. Like, yeah, I mean, it's just. Yeah, it's true.
Absolutely.
See, I wish Elon would have monetized, or I wish I could have put it on Twitter to monetize it with Elon. They got a fucking million views.
If you
That's what I'm
guys,
saying.
If you guys want a quartering back on this fucking show, then you've got to go buy some coffee. That's the only way I can convince him to come back. So how much coffee are you going to go buy?
Live on the website
right
now.
Go buy coffee.
And if you want him to do a hot tub stream, you have to follow My Nerdy Home on Twitch.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Right.
Are you just going to be in coffee? Are you going to be in coffee in the hot tub? Like,
no, because you know what? I actually your body does your. I had because I'm here's some inside baseball. It's just us girls, right? I literally had the negotiation with Amaranth.
Yeah,
like literally, and I had to talk to. I had to ask some very uncomfortable questions about how much like caffeine the body would absorb. So like. It would have been possible if I had done like a decaffeinated. Anyway, I worked it out, but then her boyfriend and her got in a fight or whatever, and that was. But that was a real negotiation I had about hot tub.
I'm just glad that they had that fight. And now she doesn't have to, really expose herself in that way because she was being forced to.
I know. Now I've followed her Twitter now, and she's totally stopped doing that. And she's
100%.
Yeah. All right. Thank God she's finally free.
Yeah. Thank God she's not being sexualized. With someone else's intent.
Against her will.
Against her will. Like, oh yeah. She's so free now. You can just tell when you look into her eyes because everyone's looking at her eyes.
Yeah. The last time I saw her, she was wearing a frock and churning butter on Twitch, I think. But I will I appreciate you guys having me on. I have to go let the dogs out and
you'll be on with Rackets tonight. So
I will be on with Rackets tonight. So this ain't even my night. So I'll thanks for having me on. It was great talking to you all. Chat. Thank you. Make sure you leave them lots of super chats because I mean, just look at the guy. Look at D.A. Cobra. I mean, look at his face. You guys had the same set for freaking 7 years. Give the guy a super chat. He can't. Come on. Money.
Yeah. Come on. Hook me up.
He added lights.
Oh yeah, that's
I did
right.
add
yeah,
lights.
I did see that.
I did. Yeah.
I've got a new setup.
Yeah, yours is like Ryan Kennel's on the casting couch. This is how he has to pay his bills. So make sure you leave super chats too.
Yeah, we need it. We need it. Thank you, quartering.
I've been told that all I got to do is this stream for free, and then I'm going to start making $10,000 a day. That's what I was told for this cast.
That's the deal. That is the deal. But no, in all seriousness, it's always great having Jeremy from the Quartering on. He's fantastic. Appreciate him and everything he does on YouTube and everything else he's got going on. He always gives really good sound advice. Always has looked out for me. He and I really got to know each other after the whole Snyder debacle. He called me up and he's like, "What the hell happened?" Been cool ever since. So he's a good dude. All right, Ryan, are you reading or am I?
I can pull him up. You can read a couple now. Let me pull it up.
All right. So Jay Schwalbach on locals for $41 on locals. Krista, I got nothing tonight. Take my money. Love you all. But then he says for $33, have you ever listened to this? It's the Jeremy song. It's safe for Krista's enormous penis song, Da Vinci's book. There's a link. I'll have to click the link and look at it and see if it's something we can listen to on stream.
Thank you.
Say Schwalbach's awesome. And then we've got, hang on. move this over. Stephen Wasick for $20. The view is so stupid that they can't even get their references right. Beetlejuice took 3 times and Candyman took 5. You'd think they at least get Candyman right because, hail Tuesday night's main event and a rare uncensored quartering. Thank you, Stephen. And that is in a reference to a video I uploaded on D-Day Cobra where I was roasting the View ladies for being complete nut jobs. I basically played when Trump got banned from Twitter. The same chick that I played her back then, and she was like, private company, they can do what they want. And then when Trump got reinstated, suddenly Twitter was being very dangerous, and we need to be concerned about it. And it's just so... It's so funny. It's 2016 all over again. That's what's happening right now. It's 2016. Paul fucking Ryan is talking to us. Never mind. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Not getting into politics here. But
yes,
tomorrow on D-Day Cobra at what time? 11 Central, 12 Eastern, Ryan?
Correct. Noon Eastern.
It's going to go for an hour. It's a weekly show. And next week, do we want to announce what we're doing on Geeks Gamers yet? Or do we wait till next Tuesday night's main event to do that? Either way,
just wait till next Tuesday.
Yeah, we've got an announcement for the Geeks and Gamers channel for next week on Tuesday night's main event. We're going to announce all of that for you, and you're going to be excited. I think you'll like it. Matt HTX43, Hail Ripaverse, Coffee Brand Coffee, Pope Ricada, and the Fellowship. Also, check out Matt HTX43. Thank you, Matt. Greatly appreciate that and you. Let's see. Doc Holliday. I got that one, Krista. The D-Day and Jeremy are my 2 favorite streamers. I got that one. Repeat 27. Disney doesn't know how to make television. If they were smart, they would outscore their probably outsource their projects. Get some new blood involved. Let someone that loves their IPs make great art. I would love a crazy anime with Donald Duck. Well, we had the Marvel producer point blank say that today, or it wasn't today, but the story came out yesterday that if they hear that someone is a fan of Marvel Comics, of the source material, that's a red flag for them. Now, I can understand that idea from a certain perspective, but not their perspective, because the whole thing with them is that if you are a fan of the material and you're qualified for the job, that's a red flag. That is not a red flag at all. If you are, first and foremost, you need to be qualified. Just because you're a fan of something doesn't make you qualified. But if you are a qualified writer and you followed Marvel Comics growing up, then that is the perfect fucking person to hire for the job. It's literally perfect. But they have a problem if you were a fan of Marvel Comics and you're a qualified writer. That's a red flag, according to a Marvel producer, to develop things for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Holy shit.
It makes sense because to them that is a red flag because they are intentionally bastardizing all of this. They don't want people who will push back against the agenda they have. So the way that they've been operated, yeah, it is a red flag. They want Taika Waititi to just completely butt fuck Thor. That's what they want him to do.
Yeah. It is astonishing. It's astonishing that they will sit there and talk about that openly like it's a compliment when in reality it is absolutely not in any way, shape, or form. But that's why they're in the position they're in, and that's why people like Ripa and Shad and so many others are out there creating content that the fans want. The market is opening up because they continue to do that stuff. So, I mean, I'm all for it. Continue to make opportunities for my friends so they can make money and kick your asses. I'm 100% okay with that. So I have no allegiance to these companies. So, all right, Ryan, all yours.
All right. Grundy Peebo for 5. James Rolfe, the AVGN, has just put his autobiography out. I've been a big fan of his since 2006. So what are y'all favorites AVGN episodes? Mine is Nintendo Power and the Tiger games. What do you think about that, Jeremy?
Well, I mean, I never watched AVGN consistently. He was old school, so we had Stuttering Craig on main event, with Screw Attack days. So I remember a lot of the Screw Attack videos, like the top 10s, things like that. But I was never a consistent watcher of AVGN. I mean, just recently, or a couple years ago, what was awesome is that Macaulay Culkin episode he had. when he did the Home Alone breakdown and Macaulay Culkin came to the house and played. That was so freaking cool, man. So I was never the biggest viewer of the channel consistently. Have nothing but respect for sure. Nothing but respect. Anybody else watch any Angry Video Game Nerd from back in the day?
I did.
Yeah, like I have, but I couldn't tell you like an episode of mine or whatever that's my favorite or a moment that stands out.
Yeah, I mean he's a pillar of like YouTube like lore. He's massive and he's still crushing it to this day. You know what I mean? So all the respect in the world for sure. All right,
and Knock Maman for 3. Part 1. Hey Ripa, did you know that my need for a comic book universe that I can dedicate my time and money to just died? Well, it did. When ISOM came in the mail. I know that it doesn't work, but it was the best that I could do. Part 2. It wasn't just better than anything in the mainstream, but it was one of the best comics I've read in years. If I had to nitpick, I felt the dialogue was a little clunky, but I think you'll overcome all of it, given you have a very competitive nature and need to succeed in everything you set your mind to, besides Mario Kart. That's okay. Dan will always be better than you and Jeremy combined. Anyway, Jeremy, keep up the great work. And it cuts off there.
Dan's a piece of shit. Okay, that's just an objective fact. Okay, so me and Ripa, look, I don't like breaking kayfabe. I don't like but the reality is, me and Ripa know he's from a shithole country, so we feel like letting him win at Mario Kart's the least we could do. So that's why. Like, it's just like he's our friend, so we want him to be happy. So that's why. I'm sorry I had to admit it, but you guys have to be checked at some point to let you know what's really going on. So, I mean, Dan sends $100 super chats, but in reality, it translates to like, I think I have to pay money once he sends me those $100 super chats. That's how bad the currency is. Like, it's really bad. The exchange rate is horrible. So I don't.
Brazil's kind of a dog shit country. So
yeah. Well, and to be honest, when you're not here and he picks maps, he just picks Rainbow Road, makes everybody miserable too. It's a real fucking problem. And here's the thing: I used to like Dan. I really thought, nah, I'll defend this guy. Jeremy's coming down on too hard. No, fuck him. Pick Rainbow Road again, motherfucker, and see if I ever defend you for anything ever again.
In all seriousness, people are like asking Dan the other day, like, "Yo, you and Jeremy okay?" And he's like, "Yes, it's a joke." Oh, I love it though. All right, hey, Krista, there's no one of consequence. That's a $20 super chat, but it says continued, so I don't know where the first part of it is. So, yeah. Although, I mean, so he's got a $10 one here too. So it says $10. Do you think Disney working extra? Let's see. I'm trying to map this out. Do you think I'm going to read it for exactly what it says? Do you think Disney working extra hard to appease the CCP has anything to do with their theme parks over there? From what I understand, Xi Jinping keeps Disney on a short leash over there. And then it continues. Of course, box office.
This is asking Krista, right?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought it was directed at Krista.
No, I was asking her where the continued part is. So there was 2 parts to it.
Okay.
He says continued. Of course, box office is a large part, but wondering if Disney's physical properties over there is a major consideration for them. Make the Chinese people happy, sure, but keeping a deposit. Let's see, a company happy has to be important. So Disney makes a lot. All these companies, the reason they bend the knee to China. How many people are in China? Like, the population is insane, right? Like, how many people's over there? It's
probably
insane.
Closing in on what, 2 billion, Ripa? Probably like what, 1.7 billion?
Yeah. So
it's
1.4 billion people.
1.4 billion people.
That's nuts.
Okay,
that's more than India.
That is insane. And so that's why you have that's why the NBA, literally bends the knee to them to go over there to get part of that market. That's why Hollywood has bent the knee for so long. Now it's just gotten to a point where I don't know if did China just shut them out? Is that really what happened? They just started shutting Western films out. Was there something? Was it because of the agenda driven stuff and the storytelling?
I think it's because they have ramped up their internal movie production. That's personally what I think. And I think they would much rather have their citizens, if they're going to go pay to see movies, it going like direct to Chinese coffers and then being able to make sure they control everything that's in the movie. That's my opinion on it. I don't really know, but it's not just a Disney thing. It's a lot of people that are just having issues getting things released in China right now. And that's why you got to give credit to something like Top Gun Maverick. Remember that first trailer that came out where they had changed, I think, the Taiwan and the Japanese flag on the back of his jacket? And there's some outrage for that because we're like, why are you changing this shit? You're doing it to appease China. Well, they fucking reverse course on that shit pretty quick. And then even without China, they get $1.4 billion in the box office. $1 for every fucking Chinese person out there that didn't see it. So
yeah, and and so I mean, it has been historically a huge market, especially for some of the bigger Disney films. I don't know off the top of my head how much something like Endgame made over there. We could look that up.
I believe it was 375 million, but let me look.
That's a lot of fucking money. I mean,
but it's obviously they only get 25% of it, so it's only like 100 million.
Yeah, but the point is the marketing that they can utilize that extra 375 million with. This movie made $2.4 million or $1 billion worldwide instead of, whatever. You know what I mean? That's the difference of saying something made let's say it made $2.3 billion worldwide. That's the difference of saying 1.9 billion or 2.3 billion. That goes a long ways. You know
so
what I mean?
It made $600 million in China.
Holy shit. That's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Now look at something like Doctor Strange 2. If Doctor Strange 2 releases in China, it probably breaks $1 billion easily. And it's called $1 billion film. That's huge they may only get 25% of it, but they're able to market that, hey, this movie made $1 billion. And that is sexy compared to this movie made $900 million.
Yeah, and that number I was thinking of before was for Infinity War. It made $360 million on Infinity War.
Okay. So, I mean, that's insane. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And so there's a huge market over there that they want, and that's why people called them out.
You know what's fucking crazy? Infinity War made less domestically than Black Panther.
What?
Black Panther made over $700 million domestically. Infinity War made $678 million.
That is wild. That is wild.
Some damn good marketing there.
That is insane.
They really fucked that one up with the sequel.
Yeah, they did. I mean, what's the highest grossing domestic film ever? Force Awakens? Pretty sure it's Force Awakens. Like $900 million, I believe, is what Force Awakens made. If I'm not mistaken.
Force Awakens, yeah.
Force Awakens, yeah, like 920, isn't it? Something like that.
$936 million.
Because like Avatar, made what? Avatar didn't make a ton. I mean, it made a ton, but it didn't make like $1 billion domestically.
No. Well, let's talk about that real quick. You shared that story, so Avatar needs to be one of the top 3 to 4 highest grossing films ever in order to make a profit. Avatar 2: The Way of Water. That's not going to happen.
Let me pull it up here.
I see I see no scenario where that happens. But I didn't see how the other one made all the money it made either. It had legs. I guess it got the boomers. I have no idea. Like, it didn't get the young people that will dress up and cosplay and all of that stuff. It just didn't. It has no cultural relevance whatsoever. Ripa, have you ever seen a fucking Avatar fan outside of Drunk 3PO? I've never seen one.
This is James Cameron talking, right? These aren't like hard box office numbers that we have. Reportedly, the budget was $250 million for this. Now, of course, originally, I think they were supposed to do a bunch of them and then kind of release them in stages. But I guess that changed. Now they're going to see how this one does before they determine what they're going to do for the next couple Avatar movies. But this is the report out today. Avatar 2 is so expensive, it must become the 4th or 5th highest grossing film in history just to break even. How expensive is Avatar? Early reports claimed it's $250 million budget, but director James Cameron isn't willing to give a hard number just yet. When he was asked about the budget, he said very fucking expensive. Cameron apparently told Disney in 20th Century Studios his sequel budget was so high it represented the worst business case in movie history. According to the director, you have to be the 3rd or 4th highest grossing film in history. That's your threshold. That's your break even. Now, I don't know how much of this is like super serious. How much of it may be a little bit tongue in cheek, just talking about how expensive it was to make. That would be ungodly to make $2 billion. Like that would have to be a budget of
it won't happen.
600 but it would have to be a budget of 600 or 700 million dollars.
That's what I'm saying though. There's no way. There's no way.
I just don't think that that's reality. I think it is a little bit of him talking like tongue in cheek kind of, and like that, but still with him talking like that, a guy who's made a couple of the most expensive movies we've seen, it has to be a lot.
Yeah, I mean, personally, while I'm not I don't hate the first Avatar movie, but I like it fine, and I really love the fucking ride that they have at Animal Kingdom. I think it's one of the best attractions I've ever experienced at a theme park. It's unbelievable, and James Cameron was involved in it. I guess I'm somewhat looking forward to seeing the next Avatar movie just to see what it's about. I have a level of interest. James Cameron's the fucking man. I mean, he's made T2, okay? It doesn't matter what he's done. He made Terminator 2. That's all that matters. It's all that matters to me. One of the greatest films ever made.
I have no idea what it's gonna do. Like, I don't understand how it has enough energy to break $1 billion. But at the same time, when you look at like some of the numbers that people are throwing out, I don't know. Like, it doesn't make any sense because there's no draw. Like you said, Jeremy, the first one came and went. It's not a cultural phenomenon. It went because it was. When you saw those trailers, you were intrigued because of the world and the story that they did have in the trailer. But now that we've seen that, it's kind of like, okay, whatever. That's 15 fucking years ago. Who cares about that shit now? And yeah, I don't know. To me, it's not very compelling.
Yeah. Real quick, Bashi Washi says this is for Ripa. Hail chat and hail panel. Ripa, my man, I saw him on was fracking good comic, but it was spread through and was like a tease, left me looking for the next one, which I like. Keep going. We got your back. And then another one says, for real, though, I have issues with the art book. Normally, when people say art book, I would think it's like 100 pages. Easy. Maybe next time, if you're going to do the same, call it mini art book. Hail.
Well, no, I disagree. We told you how many pages that it was on, and we said it was a concept art book. I mean, what else were you expecting from a concept art book from a company with its first book? So I disagree with that. We didn't do anything wrong there. I guess I hate to say that you were confused on that, but I'm not going to apologize for that one. I disagree. Yeah. You're the first person that had an issue with that.
Yeah, I thought the mini art book was the art book was good. I could see why you would want to advertise that, but considering that it's the first book ever from the company, that's I think that makes sense completely. So I think it's funny that people think that this was supposed to be geared towards conservative white dudes and Republicans. Like, what the fact that the people that hate us, you know what I mean? Like, he made it for the alt-right, he made it for the Glenn Becks of the world. It's like he made it to represent what he wanted to represent, which was, it was not catering to any specific demographic. He made this. He told the story he wanted to tell. You know,
like
this.
Yeah, this is not a conservative white people comic book.
It's not even.
I fucking love that shit though. That's why I was happy with it. I was like, this is fucking great. Like,
it's funny. Like, if you look at some of those like old fucking like comments and how they age so terribly and what people thought that the book was going to be about, what it was, because they saw ISOM and all this other stuff. It was just hilarious, and it wasn't any of that. Like, I should go be fucking petty and go to that dickhead that said, oh, the Alpha Core, they're like Zod. Now after reading it, you see that has fucking nothing to do with any of that shit, you fucking retard. But it just goes to show just how these weird attractions just wanted it to be something that it was never set out to be. And like, I think that's why once the book got out, some of the like aggressive hatred kind of tailed off. You know what I mean? Like, once we actually started putting like the book out, like actually giving people their orders and all that, it was hilarious to watch some of that play out. But if you go look at some of those old comments of people, well, it's gonna be this, it's gonna be catered to the conservative, it's gonna be this Christian white right wing, all this other bullshit, and it was none of that. And now they all look fucking stupid.
They really do.
Right here. Oh wait, never mind. Where'd it go? Right here. It was made for people who like comics. It's that simple. Boom.
Yeah.
There you go. You go.
Fucking rad. Also, these Dokuman cards are the shit. Like,
here's
for real.
Bashiwashi. Says, neither do I want you to apologize for it.
These things are fucking rad.
He said, I don't want you to apologize. When I heard concept art, I thought it was to be 100 pages easy. Could be on me because I do collect art books, anime games, and I thought wish for more. So yeah, and I know Bashiwashi, you're a huge support of us, FNT and everything like that. So I know you don't want him to apologize. I just but yeah, it's all good, man. We appreciate it. And I mean, plus I'm the one that made Ripa anyway, so I'm the one that have to apologize. If anything.
No, it's not. And I'm going to respond to this because it gets like, this is one thing you learn as a creative and Cattle Dog. Like, I think your comments, like it doesn't, it's insensitive to the creator. Not all criticism is legitimate. And I don't think, and this is my advice to anybody that's actually doing work, you find that out really quick, how useless a lot of what someone says, but just because they masquerade it as constructive, they expect you to sit there and bend over and take it. Don't do that, because you can derail your business. You can derail what your vision is by sitting here listening to somebody that thinks just because they see it one way, you're supposed to hear it out and actually digest it and do something about it. No, there's certain things, and I've said it, like it was certain things that, well, hey, I think it would have made more sense if you did this. And I'm like, oh yeah, I can see where you're at. But if it's something that is like nonsensical, I think I will criticize your criticism. Let me just say that. And I'll say that's got to get rejected because it's a objectively bad idea or something like, and I'm not even talking about the guy that said anything about the art book. That's not what I'm referring to. I'm just referring to criticism in general. Like y'all know I'm loose, you know what I mean? And I have no problem telling you, like, you can tell me whatever you want, but I certainly have no problem being like, oh no, what you say doesn't quite make sense. And just because you say that it's a criticism doesn't make it legitimate. Doesn't even make it constructive. There's destructive criticism and there's constructive criticism. And most people's criticism is destructive as opposed to constructive. And any creative doing anything, no matter in any industry, should have any sort of freedom and leeway to reject that nonsense because you don't need that energy.
Yep. No, I mean, and again, that's what you're always gonna get something different from a genuine creator than you are going to get from the wokies out there, because they're not interested. Their criticisms are always based on your political opinion, not your opinion. Like, if it's about your opinion, then a conversation could be had from an opinion. They base it off your political opinion and how they're going to address you. That's not how Aripa does things. That's not how any of us normal people, do things. And Mr. Terrible said, what's wrong with catering to the right for a change? You guys are woke. Because the right doesn't give a fuck about what we do. And they've already proven that. How about you cater to how about you cater to the people that are interested in your product, regardless of what their political opinion is?
That's the move.
That's the move.
If you want to make money, you want to be do something that's lucrative, that's the move. It's less about catering to like the political side of the aisle. It's more of just giving people something that they can get kind of, well, in my case, it's like art, and they can get lost in. I had no desire to beat people over the head with even my individual politics. That's not how I roll. That's not my thing. You know what I mean? And I'm not, if other people want to do that, whatever, but that's not, I think a lot of ISOM's success was because we simply said we would not do that. Like that's not what we're interested in. And I think that even that in itself is refreshing to what we generally see in the industry these days.
Yeah, because I don't think it's smart to pander to either political party when you're a business. I think it's important to cater to the people that would most interested in being your customers or your supporters. I don't think your voting has anything to do with it. I think that's a mistake. Obviously, we are far, like I would say, the heavy majority of the supporters of Geeks and Gamers are clearly conservative, and I'm greatly appreciative of that. And I think most people look at me as because I'm a Trump supporter, and but I want your money regardless of who you voted for. That's the bottom line. I don't care if you voted for Biden. I still will take your super chats or your support on, our merch store or anything like that. I will always take your money if you're willing to give it to me, and I'll not reject it. That's just the bottom line.
I certainly won't.
Yeah, I heard that. So, all right, Ryan. A lot of people won't know if you're sitting next to a fake window.
No, how many of you motherfuckers have like never seen a hotel? Like all your questions about this shit makes me wonder what you've done.
I love the
Like,
fascination of your with your hotel room in the chat. They are so fascinated.
it's such like a normal hotel room. Like, have you guys ever seen when you fucking like pull down something to like block the sun out? That's all that it is. Like, goddamn, motherfuckers! What are you talking about? Fake window.
Wait a minute. What is that?
That's a fake window.
That's a fake
hotel
window.
room. Yeah, it's
Oh,
a
you
fake hotel
fucking
room.
retards.
No,
That's
a fake hotel
window.
room. He built a fake hotel room in his basement, so he pretends like he's traveling, give himself credibility. Caught his ass slipping. Slipped up.
Well, what is
Fake
that?
ass
Though?
having
What is
window.
that curtain? What is that curtain?
Yeah.
What?
That's a curtain, Ryan.
What is that?
I'm
curtain?
not getting back up.
What
There's
is
a brick
it,
wall
though?
behind it. I saw it.
What are you talking about? It's like a pull down thing that blocks the sun out. That's all it is.
It's just decorated. It's all like
It looks like
That's why-
trees.
That's why that. Yeah, it looks like trees. It looks like you sit like looking
Yeah, it's
up
got
at
it's got
trees.
trees. It's got
That's
trees
why
on
they
it or
thought it was
something.
fake. Yeah.
It's a valid question.
No, it's not a valid question. Like, who the fuck would think that and be like, oh, you know what? It must be a hotel with a fake window because there's a fucking design on a curtain. Holy
weird
shit.
design. I've never seen a design like that on a
Except
curtain.
Ryan's in Ripa's fake warehouse.
Oh,
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying.
There's
Ryan's
fucking-
sleeping
there's
in Ripa's
wallpaper.
fake warehouse
There's
right now.
wallpaper. It must be a fake fucking wall.
There's not
A
even
fake-
two.
a
There's not even
pretend
4 walls
ceiling.
on that room. Yeah, there's just there's 2 walls. There's just a whole open warehouse right in front of Ryan right now.
Oh, that's
Shit's
good.
Caught
all
his
fucked
ass.
now.
Yeah, that's good.
3. Hey, Jeremy, I was in RGT85 stream the other day. Asked him if he'd be interested in coming into a G&G stream. He said he'd be down if someone hits him up. Just wanted you to know I really want worlds to collide.
I fucking private messaged him a while back when Spawn Wave got a strike on his channel. I messaged RGT85. He never responded to me. So because he has his messages open, so he probably needs to check his other inbox. I don't know if he does that a lot, but so when Spawn Wave got a strike for literally having a link in his bio or in the description, and then I'm not going to go through all of it, but Spawn Wave did something that it was completely innocent after he got the strike, but I felt like it was probably going to cause him more problems, but I think he realized that after the fact, but I was trying to help him out. But I did message RGT85. So I'd love to talk to you. I watch him all the time. I watch him and Spawn Wave all the time. They're great gaming channels. So yeah, tell him to hit me up.
All right. Let's see. I don't know what the fuck is going on with these goddamn this fucking Excel sheet. Chris Cola for 5. Hey guys, thanks for the stream. Finally got around to YouTube myself because of some of you all. It's been so fun so far. Keep it up, everyone. Thank you, Chris. Good luck. Good luck. Bruce, my man Flash for $15. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I'm thankful to see everyone from Ripa, G&G, the entire FNT, TNME team, our family winning. Thank you, Bruce.
Hell yeah.
And Nakmaman for 5. Bob Iger being rehired to fix Disney's like the U.S. hired Osama bin Laden to rebuild the Twin Towers.
God damn.
Oh, fuck.
Damn. By the way, speaking of success, we have not reached the 500 Canadian Bear plushies that we need to in order to get Jay to do the big gulps scene. So we need to keep selling those. 221B Tactical, Canadian Bear plushie. We don't have one to show right this second. Chris is pretty mad about that, but I'll be getting her Canadian Bear soon. I'll be shipping hers and Steph, and man, they're both mad at me right now, but they both love their Canadian Bear plushies. So go to
look at
221B,
them.
check it out.
Look how much they love them.
This is the part of the show where they're like, these girls look really scared to be here. They really don't want to be here.
Look at their non-reactions.
Yeah,
You
look
see
at
them
they're not
to them? They
reacting.
don't find it funny.
Look
They
at
don't find it funny.
Ripa. Ripa's really uncomfortable when Ryan talks. Look at Ripa's really uncomfortable. Look at him. You can tell he doesn't want to be here.
Psychiatrist is all fucking.
The worst part is like how then people look at me and go, "Yeah, those light-skinned motherfuckers." Though, from both sides too. Yeah. It's not from just one group; it's all of them.
Yeah, you'd think that it'd just be from those fucking freaks with 15 followers. Wish that were the case, but you know how it is. It's Stephen Wasik for $10. Ripper, don't badmouth Bree. You'll trigger the quartering. Eric Stratton for $5. Connections to movies come from believing the writer knows the roadblocks and how to overcome those. Once the believability of that is shot, oops. Thank you, Eric. Super Mastermind for 10. Ripa, maybe see what happens if college filmmakers can use your IP for their senior project. Charge them $1 to rent the IP for one film short. Maybe after a few, a good one will drop. $1?
That's pretty cheap.
Yeah, that seems way fucking cheap. Fuck. I mean, don't let anybody use your shit for $1. Especially some dumb college fuck. I want
to advertise our political show one more time. So tomorrow at 11 Central, 12 Eastern. And look, you're gonna get to see stuff like this tomorrow. Okay, I'll play more clips like this. How can this is what you get to look forward to on our political show.
I'm beating him awfully badly in the polls.
But you're not beating Hillary.
So I'm not beating Hillary. Well, then if I can't beat her, you're really going to get killed, aren't you? So let me ask you this, because you're really getting beaten badly. I know you're embarrassed. I know you're embarrassed, but keep fighting. Keep swinging, man. Swing for the fences.
I can't wait. I can't wait for the fucking debates, dude. I can't wait for Mike Pence is going to be on stage fighting with him. It's gonna be so good.
I really just want American politics to devolve into sheer violence. I just want somebody to get up and just start swinging on somebody else.
I just want Trump to be like, I'm out here grabbing people by the pussy. He won't even have dinner with someone other than his wife. Like, that's the kind of shit I want in the fucking Pence debates.
It's gonna be great.
Anakmaman for $5. Some of you on the panel are from the South, so you probably don't know this. Don't eat yellow snow. Just thought you guys should know that.
That's a really good tip.
Albert, not a retro for 10. I said this on Jade Shadow's stream, and I'll say it here. Taika Waititi is a little Delta male who used the Thor movie to vicariously beat down on an alpha. Maybe. Sean T for 2. FJB. Thank you, Sean. IWD for 10. The problem with spending too much time in Wakanda is that source material portrays it as a vicious ethno-state that is inhumane and cruel as the Draka from the Domination novels. Yeah, Wakanda are the bad guys. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Wakanda are absolutely the fucking bad guys. First movie in this one. Marcus Henry for 5. YouTube's going through some changes, I noticed. The live streams that people subscribe to no longer show at the top of your recommended feed anymore. Well, they were never necessarily at the top of the recommended. Those are always just going to be whatever's recommended. Sometimes it'll be whatever you stream, like whatever. That switches around. There was a problem with the subscribe tab, but it looks fine to me now. So it was probably just a glitch at one point.
Yeah, some wonky stuff. I mean, look, I mean, I still do not have gifted memberships on this channel. Does everybody have gifted memberships on their channel now? You have them, Ripa? You have them, don't you?
Yeah, I have them. I have gifted.
You know, I know Ryan has them. I know every other Geeks and Gamers channel has them. My personal channel has them, but this channel does not have them. That is insane. But
deserved. Thorfiner for 10. Avengers Endgame. They take Thor's past war, PTSD, survivor's guilt, and make him an alcoholic joke. If they followed that line, Thor becomes one of the 22 per day veterans. Where's that story? I don't know if they'll tell that one. Floki the Mad for 2. Chapek looks more like Mr. Potato Head Como edition. You mean chemo? It says Como. Maybe it means chemo. Bob Chapek looks way too fat to be on chemo, to be honest. EHEF for $10. Space Daddy is taking us to the moon. No rocket required. That's right.
It's going to be interesting.
Godzilla Greaser for 2. Anybody doing a Thanksgiving stream? We'll see. Probably not for me.
I'll probably will.
Big Raj for 2. Thumbs up. Thank you, Big Raj. Onib Jelani for 10. Hello, Geeks and Gamers. A few years ago, we read that one. Bird Up for 5. I know Ripa hasn't been here in a while. Has he heard the sad news about Raymond Burr? R.I.P.
Ripa just shakes his head.
Ministry of Wrongthink for 10. Does anyone find it sus Iger took over right as Phase 4 ended, considering Phase 4 was called the Multiverse Saga, even though Kang is Phase 5? I think Phase 4 and 5 were cut up to give him an entrance. I don't think the cutting up of that had anything to do with him entering at all, personally.
Why would you make this meme?
It's that third face that gets me too. Like Ryan looks
Ryan looks like
I'm in a hurricane.
Yeah, you look like you've been through something more than a hurricane. That's the most disturbing part of this. So I don't appreciate this, but I'm gonna like it anyway.
I do sit with my.
It's aggressive.
I do sit with my arms like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Like if I'm just sitting there, if I'm sitting on the couch, I sit with my arms like this.
So bad.
It's real bad. Yeah, I saw that one. It just kept moving. You just look at it and just keep scrolling. Yeah.
I don't think it's that bad. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure for 5. The ISOM comic books don't exist. Rippy used paid actors and mass hypnosis to make everybody think it's legit. The next goalpost.
Oh shit!
There's a reason I didn't take them out of the plastic on stream. Yeah. This is all fake. It's just a cardboard box stuck together. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna Paige Ashley. Let's see. I'm gonna retweet it. So chat. Paige Ashley's never seen any of these movies. Predator, The Terminator, The Matrix, and RoboCop. So we gotta. I just retweeted it. So man, that's
You better vote for
I
the Matrix.
personally.
RoboCop.
No, you got to vote for the Matrix. The Matrix is the better movie. Yeah.
I would probably. I would actually probably watch. I might watch Matrix too because I like if you put T2 on there, then yes, but
right. Well, that's the thing is,
that doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
I was gonna say the Terminator just to get to T2, but
that's not the question.
I know.
It's the Matrix.
I personally, I think I like the Matrix more, but I'm gonna say Predator because I just love Predator. I love that fucking movie. I love it so much.
One of the greatest movies ever made. So
yeah. So there you go.
Crispy for 10. Modern Lens is so right. Black Panther, first black superhero. How soon we forgot about Meteor Man and Blank Man.
And Handyman. Yeah.
And Blade.
Yeah. Fuck him too, I guess. But, yeah, Handyman and Meteor Man are the real heroes here. Yeah, getting overlooked. So
C. Cum Lu for 2. I'll have you know, Ryan, I'm not a dumbass.
Why is it my favorite of the night?
What?
That's like my favorite super chat of the whole night.
Got your 2 pounds worth. Otto Rommel for 10. No more coffee brand coffee. How dare you diss Purdue? My son is there for aerospace engineering. Jeremy, you're dead to me. Wink face.
Damn.
Thank you, Otto Rommel. Yes, don't besmirch the good name of the Purdue Boilermakers. Fucking Wisconsin bitch. Purdue's better than Wisconsin, the Big Ten West this year. That's why he's so fucking salty. I knew he did. It pissed me off too. Mav Dick for 2. I just want to say I love Ryan. He inspired me to do what? Thank you, though. I appreciate it. Carnal for 10. Hail G&G Epic Verse Quartering. Welcome back to TNME Rippa. Shout out to the Rippaverse team and all the work executed for ISOM number 1. Has anyone broken the news to Rippa about Kevin Conroy and JDF? How sad is that every time someone dies now, people are just going to be thinking about how they can fit it into a super chat to ask you.
Welcome to the internet.
Oh, man. It is what it is.
I saw a report that George Soros died today, but I think it's fake because it would have been everywhere.
Yeah, that would be everywhere.
Albert, not a retro for 2. Obligatory She-Hulk fears Steph. We're really far behind. Moldy Lunchbox for 10. The Disney Renaissance was ushered in by actual competition. They had to bring in actual talent. Modern Disney, owning the industry, dictating standards, has been disastrous for animation and film. Absolutely. Alex Slusher for $1. Thank you. Let's see. Gary's Harry Taint for Aussie $10. Hey, Jeremy, thanks for having a place for all of us to hear the real news, not some crap the mainstream media wants us to hear. Also sad that Gary was not here. With a name like that, I believe it.
That is super. Here, let me get this. Let's see. Let's see. Previous account with 247 subs, 3 few dozen videos. So is it banned? Previous account banned with
Like
247
3 years.
subs. Yeah, 3 years, few dozens videos. Keep speaking uncomfortable truths. All of you, my thanks. Eric, thank you for especially your work in Liberty Movement. Would love to see you on Pete Quinones if possible. I don't know who Pete Quinones is.
I haven't talked to Pete in a while. Okay.
So,
yeah, maybe. I haven't talked
there
to
you
him in a
go.
minute.
And thank you for the super chat. Sorry about your account. It sucks.
Oh yeah, that fucking blows.
Sorry to hear that.
Troy Neenan for 2. Could Netflix buy Disney? No.
No.
Nah.
No.
Frederick Kristen for 10. Some prefer the Snyder cut. Some prefer the Justice League cut. Deep down, we all know the animated series and Justice League Unlimited are the GOAT. I love Justice League Unlimited, man. Like those couple years or a couple seasons are fucking awesome.
I mean, animation is just it's always going to be the better one. You know what I mean? It's just there's something pure about it, especially back in the day with that stuff. I mean, X-Men animated series, Superman, Batman.
Yeah,
but
Justice
even
League
like
series isn't comparable. I mean, it's so good, and Justice League Unlimited is amazing too. Yeah.
But then you look at like all of these, even a lot of the previous DC movies.
Bro,
The animated films.
Mike's got people dying in the fucking background.
I do.
We hear people. That's maybe
I
that's
keep trying to mute my mic and stuff. Yeah.
maybe that's what you should have blamed the fart on.
But they weren't dying in the background before. So,
Aaron K for 2. Congrats to Erotic 600K subs. Yes, congrats to Gary. That is fucking huge.
Crazy.
Low Light River for 20. Unlike my D, I got ISOM #1 in hand right now, drug free. Look at that. There you go. Thank you, Low Light River, all the way in fucking Norway or something.
What a compliment to Rippa.
shit.
Hey, I got your comic book in my hand instead of my dick. Congratulations.
Albert, not a retro for 5. Johnny Depp said, when was the last time an actress assassinated a president? President 45 could have put at least half a dozen people in jail for threats. You know what I mean? Thank you, Albert. Troy needed it for 5. Do you think Disney or its board or Iger had money in FTX? Was Iger trying to get into politics and FTX was buying politicians? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if a couple people wouldn't be surprised if a couple people like randomly did or whatever. I don't think there's any conspiracy linking the return of Bob Iger to the downfall of FTX.
Not that particularly, but I do think that's a deep rabbit hole with a lot of people that are involved. So.
Warren B for 5. What are your thoughts on Emily Blunt's recent comments about strong female character roles? That video got a lot of views on my channel, so I love it. But yeah, she basically just said that she's that when she gets a script and like the summary is strong female character, she's kind of done with that stuff. Like she's just bored of it because it's the same thing. You just stand around looking stoic and tough, and it's like not interesting. And she thinks it's bad for entertainment. So I agree. Kyle Sanger for 5. Narnia is going woke. No Christian message. No reference to Asian being Jesus or Aslan. Aslan being Jesus. Hollywood hates tradition. DOA. I haven't heard anything about the Narnia series that's going to be on Netflix. Nothing. So if you can get me some actual information about like where you heard that stuff, I'd love to see it.
I really thought those movies were going to be bigger back in the day. Like the first one was really good. I enjoyed the first one, but the rest of them.
I heard some crazy shit about the what their original plans were for some of these Narnia movies, that they wanted to like make it modern day and they wanted to like have it set in LA and stuff. It was going to be like so fucking terrible.
These are the old school ones?
The ones that they made like 15 years ago or something. Yeah.
Really? Oh, that would have been bad.
Yeah. God, Zenny Biscuit for 5. I actually saw a show Chris Hemsworth was in for an episode just not long ago. The Saddle Club. Just recently rewatched the show and there he was. Very cool. Zootopia for 5. Kaylor Titch and Sam Worthington should sit down with Simu Liu and let him know how easy it is to be a movie star after having hit films. Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
You say Taylor Kitsch? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember John Carter, Battleship? What was there? Was another one he was in. Like he was poised to be like this megastar, and
John Carter was a flop though, right?
It was a flop. So was Battleship.
Huge flop.
I actually think Taylor Kitsch is a really good actor. He's also in X-Men Origins Wolverine. He was Gambit. And I like him a lot. I think he's a good actor. He was in Friday Night Lights TV show. He was really good in that.
I didn't realize
but-
how badly it flopped.
Oh, it was bad.
Yeah,
it was
it
really fucking
crashed
bad.
and burned,
It
yeah.
barely made more money than the budget itself.
Yes, it was
the
really
budget
bad.
was $263 million, and it made globally $282 million.
Yeah, and it was supposed to be like this massive
And
franchise.
and it was a good movie. It was
It
a
was
good
solid.
movie.
It was solid. I
Marketing
liked it.
marketing was terrible, and the title of it was terrible. It was too generic. But
What do you call it? John Carter destroys woke Martians.
Well,
That'll get people to click.
Well, the original, I think it was John Carter of Mars was the original title, which has a little more pop than John Carter. You know what I mean?
Carter exposes Hollywood.
Yes, yeah. That'd be
So, but it is what it is. So, but his career just never took off like they thought. Another 20 for Maximum Weeb. Have y'all seen advances in AI art? I can do anime waifus and text to video now. In 2 years, Eric, you can automate the automation of ISOM panel by panel. By the way, Pete Quinones got banned again on YouTube. Twitter is still on Substack.
Motherfucker, how many accounts is Pete going through, man? Well, he should be. I mean,
He should be able to get back, though.
Yeah,
he should be able to
I'd
get back
imagine
now.
this would be a good time for him to try to get back. But goddamn, Pete is getting banned left to right. I know. I had followed. I think he was on his third account last time I had checked, and I was wondering why I hadn't seen him. And I guess that answers that he got banned. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Danielle Villarreal for 5. Simu tried to cancel Mark Wahlberg for his past crimes against Asians on a tweet and deleted right away when he was contracted for one of his movies. Yeah, I mean, Mark Wahlberg, when he was like 17 years old, like chased some Asian kid down in the street and tried to like beat his skull in or something.
He also punched an old Asian guy at a shop and almost killed him too.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's past shit. That's old stuff, man. That's a long ass time ago to try to cancel somebody for something that happened 30 years ago when you're a teenager. Holy shit.
We're gonna read a few more. We're gonna go another like 10 minutes, and we're gonna call it at 3.5 hours. Any super chats we don't get to, I will catch those up on probably like the Thanksgiving Day stream that I do, because I'll probably do a Thanksgiving Day stream on D-Day Cobra. So just wanted to give you guys a heads up on that. And I apologize if we couldn't get to all of them. Like I said, we had a great panel tonight, and so didn't want to interrupt the discussions too much. And but we do appreciate it.
Troy needed it for 5. You cannot base success on earnings anymore. You need to look at ticket sales. Can you get that data? Also looking at theater closures. Well, I don't know exactly where you're talking about theater closures wise, but I can tell you that, yeah, ticket sales are like a huge indicator. I did a video specifically breaking down the differences between Black Panther opening weekend and Wakanda Forever opening weekend. When you factor in ticket prices, when you factor in everything, the amount of people that went to go see Black Panther opening weekend, 22.4 million. The amount of people who went to see Wakanda Forever, 13.2 million. That's a 40% drop off in your audience. So you can look at these box office numbers all you want. And the fact, it was 202 opening weekend to 180. So it's kind of close. It's not close. They have lost so much of their audience. So between inflation and ticket prices, they're covering up for that a little bit, but it's really fucking bad.
Hang on just a minute. Oh, go ahead.
Because that's 40% less people that might buy merch, that might buy a DVD, like all that stuff. It's crazy.
It's not just box office numbers. You're losing a lot of opportunity when you lose your audience. That's what happened to Star Wars. But let's see. Y'all need to pull up that picture of the Black Panther Snuggie. Then look at the hands. Also, Ripa, you should make a thin white line Avengers-esque super group to monetize the haters for your binding. What the hands? All right, let me pull this
thin
thing
white
up.
line. That's good.
What? So the
That's
hands
really
on the
good.
Hang on. What?
Yeah, go find that one. But yeah, I love the idea of the thin white. I didn't know we were headed with that. Then the binding. That was good.
Thin white line.
Albert, not a retro for 5. Taika Waititi's greatest accomplishments, making Ed Wood seem like Martin Scorsese. There you go. I don't know how the fuck to say this. Ulfinar Berserker for 5. Do y'all have any copium or interest in the new Deadpool just for the fact that Hugh Jackman is Wolverine again? I think that, like, yeah, I think it's impossible not to have like a general level of interest in it. I think it was all personally thrown together at the last second. I think that it was like they weren't planning on doing that, but because Phase 4 has been so fucking bad, because Disney Plus has been so bad, they needed something to energize the MCU audience. They were desperate for a big
Agreed.
announcement.
Okay.
That's why I think they did it.
These hands don't match. So,
No way.
they're not black hands, but they don't match. Are they? Like,
It could be black.
Oh my god.
What is it?
This is
That's a Black Panther snuggie, Rippa.
this is how this is the model for the Black Panther snuggie that we saw at Universal. Like, so on the package, it's this white guy in the black.
Like is this like some Halloween store shit, or is it like
No,
Well,
it's
no,
official.
it's just-
it's official.
It's at
an
Universal.
official-
It's official
yeah.
Marvel merchandise.
Yeah.
it's official Marvel?
Yes.
Well, obviously he doesn't actually have that on. It's photoshopped on his fucking,
Yeah.
body, but that's an interesting route. And trust me,
How
I'm
did I
a
miss
photoshop
that?
expert.
Look at his eyes.
It makes sense to me. Like honestly, why would you put a black person there? Black people don't wear fucking snuggies. That's a white people thing.
That's true. I
Yeah.
don't know no fucking black people that wear snuggies.
I never seen a black person in my life wearing a snuggie.
Good point.
Every fucking commercial for Snuggies, like, look at these white people who can't eat popcorn in their fucking blanket. Like, that's who they advertise it to. It's just on Fox News and shit. Mark Wilkins for 5. What's going on with Kathleen Kennedy and Mark Zuckerberg possibly getting booted from their jobs? Well, the Kathleen Kennedy thing is so stupid. Breaking news. Suddenly people are coming to the conclusion, there's reports out there that Kathleen Kennedy may be out at Lucasfilm after she's done with Indiana Jones 5. Weird. You know, I know there's been a lot of reports out there from various people that she was fired like once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. We know Bob Chapek, he was going to come in there, fire Kathleen Kennedy, right? That's what was going to happen over and over again. The anti-woke savior, Bob Chapek. But no, the reality is what a lot of people have been saying, like people that actually just look and can see the writing on the wall and aren't claiming all these random fucking sources. Kind of makes sense for her to stick around till Indy 5's done, and then she'll probably leave because she's fucking old. She's been there for a decade, and she's probably just ready to be done.
We've been saying this for years.
Mm-hmm.
She's calling her own shot. Whenever she is ready to leave is when she's leaving. That's the end of the discussion. I speculated for a couple of years, and I stand by the fact that she should have been fired all that time, but she wasn't. And they decided that, you know, she knows where the bodies are buried, so they're not going to fire her. So whatever. And that's just the bottom line.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, well, I feel like it's like Rob Parker and Tom Brady, you know, where Rob Parker just every fucking year for the past fucking 12 years has been like, it's Tom Brady is done.
Where
It's
is he at
over
now?
for
Is
Tom
this still
Brady.
Fox?
He's on Fox Sports 1.
No
I've never
way.
seen him anymore.
No how.
Yeah.
The best part will be when
He does
when
a show with what's his name? Chris Broussard.
Broussard.
Yeah,
I thought that was like a radio show or some shit though, wasn't it?
It's like a radio show. Yeah, it's not like he's not like on with like
FS1.
Yeah, it's like a Fox Sports Radio is what it is. So so Rob Parker's been saying Tom Brady is going to be like it's over for Tom Brady. He's been saying for like 12 fucking years. At some point he's going to be fucking right, okay?
Well, that's you just keep throwing it out there every year, and then when you get it right, you go, "See, told you guys." Like I totally predicted that this was going to happen.
That's the scoop game in general. It certainly seems that way.
Tom Brady's like 58 years old. He's like, I think I'm good now. He's like, I fucking got him. He's finally retired. I told you he couldn't do it forever. Yeah.
So so that's why I eventually, when it was obvious that she was not going anywhere until she determines when she wants to leave, that's when I backed off. I was like, fine, then I'm wrong. You know, after Rise of Skywalker, basically was when I finally was like, okay, she ain't going nowhere until she's ready to go. So there you go.
Yeah. And Bob Chapek certainly could have fired her. He certainly could have done it if he wanted to. If he really was, trying to fight for us, it didn't fucking do it. because he's on the same fucking team as everybody there at Disney. He even fired I forget Peter Rice, is that the guy that he fired? Remember that, Jeremy?
I can't remember his name, but I know
the guy who's trying to take his job. That's who he fired, not because he was ideological, not because he was a fucking leftist. He fired him because he was scared he was going to try to take his job.
Yep.
That Bob Chapek was that type of power, but no, nothing about Kathleen Kennedy. Must just be fucking 5D interdimensional underwater backgammon, right? That's what's going on. Jesus. Troy Neenan for Aussie 5. The question is, will Doomcock or Ryan appear in season 2 of She-Hulk? I guess you just have to tune in to see. Brown Gaijin for 5. I remember when RJ of the Island, aka Fourth Age, did videos about how the head of Marvel Comics would talk about avoiding fans' talent a year ago. Yeah, I don't know if I'm familiar with that one, but thank you, Brown Gaijin. A dove for Spirit for 5. Maybe Twitter would make a dislike button that's visible to everyone the way Twitter used to be. That'd be nice. I'd be down with that.
All right, 2 more and then we're out. Ryan.
Brown Gaijin for 5. Ripa, I just had my iSolomon #1 graded. It got a 9.8. Not bad for a book that was stored in bins. P.S. Looking forward to the next album.
Nice. Yeah, appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's funny. Speaking of albums, that was when I kept checking my phone. The band, 2 of my bandmates, some must be going up because they both tried to call me. So we're working on some stuff. I know everybody's waiting for more music. We'll be back at it soon enough.
Demian for 2. We live in a soy society.
I think that's the way to wrap it up there with all the losers that are still at Disney and still at Marvel and still at Lucasfilm. They're still there. They ain't going nowhere. But it has been an awesome, awesome night. I really do appreciate it. Appreciate the quartering for coming on. Thank you to the panel. Thank you to everybody. We love this show. We love doing this all the time for you. We had a great crowd tonight. I think Rackets is live now on Rumble. You can go obviously subscribe to Geeks and Gamers on Rumble as well too. We've passed 30,000 subscribers over there. Pretty damn crazy. And I just finally linked my D-Day Cobra channel to Rumble as well. So make sure you follow me over there because the stream tomorrow will be on my D-Day Cobra channel, and then the following week it will go to Patriot Outpost. So make sure you subscribe to both of those channels for our political show. It's going to be an hour long. Just going to talk about the stuff going on, take some questions. We'll have Suresh on from 2T1B, so that's going to be awesome. Looking forward to that. So around the horn, Mike.
Yeah, you can catch me on Twitch. I'll be streaming tomorrow. I have my mic muted.
I know. It was just funny
pulling the J.
Yeah. Hey, camera's filming the whole time, huh?
Hello. Yeah, so you can catch me on Twitch. I'll be streaming tomorrow, trying to stream as much as I can lately. But yeah, rockin' Warzone, DMZ. I'm kind of addicted to DMZ right now. It's probably the best mode that they've got. But they need to fix their fucking servers. _epic_Mike. Also, you can catch me every Tuesday morning at 11. Amanda Daywalker Comedy is doing a stream called Day Talkers. It's a good time, so you guys can check me out over there. Catch me every Monday on Secrets of the Frostmaiden as well on GNG Tabletop. Go subscribe there. Also, go subscribe to Weebs and Waifus. I'm there every Thursday. Good people all around. It's a good time. So yeah. So
God damn, you're busy, Mike.
Yeah.
I also got all this fucking shit going on too, and you know how Josiah works, so that doesn't stop either. Yeah. Also, I will say as a little spoiler, I got to hang out with Jay this weekend, kind of like I got to hang out with Ryan and got to work on some stuff. So that was pretty cool.
How big of a bitch was he with the cold?
I actually thought he was going to be a lot worse. He handled it really fucking well, and it was really fucking cold. Like
it's pretty cold. It was I had about a 0 degree wind chill where I was. So
yeah. We had cars running, and we had blankets, and then like as soon as like we'd be like, cool, everybody, we're done for a second. Like everybody just run to the car and just sit in the car until we figured things out. Yeah. So no, it was a good time though. So that would be fun. I had a really good time with that, and I'm looking forward to more stuff, and hopefully be able to show you guys some cool stuff soon. So yeah.
All right. Cool. Good stuff. Steph.
Yeah, sorry. I had to unmute myself. You can find me on Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter, all at the same name, My Nerdy Home. And I don't know. I don't really have anything to promote. Other than tomorrow, we'll be doing something with the Geeks and Gamers girls.
Oh yeah, can you promote that? Are you guys?
Yeah. So tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, the Geeks Gamers girls, at least most of us, will be live on Geeks Gamers Live. We're going to be doing a little panel for about an hour or two, just chatting. And every Wednesday, we plan on doing a Geeks Gamers girls stream where we play video games. So tomorrow, we're going to be talking about all of that. So you could tune in to find out what's going to go down.
Nice. So that's on the live channel that we haven't done a lot with, but I figure it's a good spot to have them kind of start out, and then we'll probably move them up to a different channel as they kind of get their rhythm going. So that's pretty cool. So good stuff.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
And subscribe to Geeks and Gamers Clips. I take all of these notes, take the videos, kind of edit it a little bit, and re-upload some of the conversation there. So you don't have to listen to the whole stream. You can just listen to a couple of conversations if you like.
You mean you work?
I do work, yeah. And there's also a lot of embarrassing videos of like Ryan and Ripa and Mike there too. So
there's nothing embarrassing about me on there.
Now, I will never not like share the fact that like when I first started Twitch, I remember I had clips turned off, and I got a message from Steph and Jay Hailstorm, and they're like, "Turn them back on, because we're gonna get them no matter what you do. It just make it easier for us, so we don't have to be meaner to you about it." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry." And I turned them back on because I was very scared for myself.
I got angry at Beardo too. He has his clips turned off.
Yeah, they fucking warned me. I was like, "All right, my bad. I'll just turn them on again."
Good stuff. Krista?
Yes, you could follow me on Twitter. Elon Musk tweeted out the other day if tweeting is work, and yes, it is. It's definitely work. I tweet out every single day, and they're very educational tweets. So follow me at Kristanova.
Kristanova. Thank you, Krista. Good job tonight.
Thank you.
Ripa, good to have you back, man. It's been too long, so I'm looking forward to playing some Mario Kart with you. That's what I'm ready to do. So.
Man, should be exciting to get back to doing that, and I'm glad that I'm back finally now, able to stream, able to do a video, still working, writing. I know everybody's talking about ISOM 2, other books that we got in the works. Really still my company, this company is like, that's my big priority. It doesn't change at all. And so I can finally be creative again in that space. But yeah, it does feel good to be back here at the house, able to do all of this stuff. And I can't wait for people to see what else we got going with Rippaverse stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, man. It's good to have you back, man. We're gonna end with this one for Ryan. He said there's nothing embarrassing, but I think this is pretty funny.
It is funny.
That's so good. Holy shit, dude. Like the timing. Look at that.
That's pretty good.
That is one of the best things ever. One more time.
Fuck! God damn it! I missed it!
Yeah.
I can't believe we saw this like 2 years after it was
Yeah,
played.
I didn't even know that it was like a clip until a couple weeks ago.
It's been up for over a year.
Wow.
Let's see.
That's pretty good.
That is good. All right, Ryan, what you got going on, man?
I don't know. I'm on the road. I'm cranking out videos when I can for my channel in Sports Wars. It'll be on Jeremy's stream at noon Eastern tomorrow for our yet unnamed political show. We just call it Redacted, like it was named something too fucking edgy, and we can't say it anymore. I don't know. We'll find a name for it. But yeah,
we'll figure something out.
Check me out. So
Yep. So appreciate you, Ryan. I'm about to upload a video here to Geeks and Gamers as soon as this is over. I think I'm going to upload another video to D-Day Cobra as well. So make sure you check that out. I appreciate all of you. Other than that, it's been a great show. So we're going to call it a night. I'll do a square up very soon, probably on Thursday, since there won't be a lot going on that day in terms of content. I'll try to do a live stream. We'll go from there. So thank you guys. Have a great night, and we will talk to you later. Bye, everyone.